Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Factory Town. I'm Katherine First of all, I'd like to say hi to everybody in chat. Thank you for joining us. Hello, AP Girl and Salem, and On It PST RB26, Love Cobblestone, Ralpa Peral, Supremacy, Kelsey, M1 Card, Noodle Shotgun, Wally, and Machinberg, and Cerberus, and Yarlik, and let's see who else we have. Hello, Nightbot. How are you doing? Machine Bug and Olivaria and Pterok and Crayhug and Cladikaka, Sleepy Dragon Man, AP Girl, Gyro Peter, Chaos Commander, and Anton Barabel and Avon, hello, and Just Yaks. And guess what, everyone? We have a very, very special guest today. We have the developer of Factory Town, Eric. Hello, Eric. Hello. How are you doing today?
Catherine. I'm great. Thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited. So, right, we're going to play Factory Town, and I hear that you have some massive
and
updates.
Welcome to the Sky People.
Yeah, so this is something I've been working on for a month, which is a eternity for me, because usually I've been putting out updates, every couple of days. I get so itchy trying to get stuff out as soon as possible.
Wow.
But I basically had a chance to step back and really look at the balance of the game from start to finish. And there were so many things that could only be fixed if I changed them all at the same time. Because, I could do all these things about whether the coins matter or not, but that only worked if the markets were working. So it really had to be this giant kind of rip off the Band-Aid thing. And it's not the final balance patch, and I definitely took some things out that are going to need to come back in some other form.
Okay.
But I think it's a big step forward. When I play the game, it feels way more, it makes sense as you're kind of stepping through it. There's more structure. And I think people that wanted that kind of vanilla experience are going to really enjoy the update. So I'd love to chat about kind of what's changed and why, and what I also hope to fix in the future, because there's still a lot to do.
Oh, that is so awesome. So chat, if you have any questions, please ask, because Eric is really excited, obviously, about the game, and I am too. And so just ask anything that you want to find out. Apparently, they're asking if you're going to teach me how to play the game properly. Thank you, chat.
Must be hard for streamers, because I'm sure they also get that from the chat.
Oh my goodness. So, looks like there's a whole bunch of... Do you have new biomes as well? Seems like it's more.
Yeah.
What do you recommend I play on? Because I'm kind of choosing that right now. Kind of figuring that out.
For this, what I would say is just pick the default biome. What is it? Rivers and lakes?
Plains and rivers? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so one thing I added is multiple biomes. So if you click on available biomes, you'll see that many other options are selected. And what that means is you have a starting biome, which is usually like a little flatter, but, because you need space to build your initial town. But you might want something interesting and a little more challenging in the surrounding territory that you can purchase. So that's why you might see these like giant mountains or these deserts, which would not be great places to start unless you really want a challenge. But you might want them as kind of interesting side things to explore.
Wow. Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, so you can start in whatever you want, but then the available is like the things that you purchase afterward. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that is an awesome option. I love this. That is so good. Oh, I'm going to look at some of the other stuff.
And what was interesting is I had these biomes in there, but none of them were really good to start on because, this giant mountainous thing, there's just no place to put your houses, right?
Exactly.
So they don't really work in the start, but...
Okay. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to just start with that. They look good. The availables look
your
awesome.
Starting biome is set to creators. You might want to set that.
I might want to change that just slightly. Okay, let's create a new area. This is so good. Oh, okay. We have stuff. Oh, wow. Okay, so immediately we see some interesting stuff going on at the edges here of this area. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is vastly different. Oh, that's great. So so
there's a giant mountain there.
Oh, yes. I had a look at my old save from my recent YouTube series just to see what the new economy is like. And I have to say, I was kind of delighted that you left apartment buildings in. That was really awesome. But
so there's a lot of... Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, but chat, we have to do something different with the apartments. We have to connect them all with roads because apparently that's how the markets function, is if they're connected by roads to houses, then they can deliver the goods. I think that's right.
Yeah, that's right. So a lot of people loved building these giant tower things, and I didn't want to totally take that out because people love to play the way they want to play. My issue with the big towers is that it didn't require any real thought to just build vertically. Like people need more houses, you just add another layer of scaffolding, plop some houses down, and you keep building. And
well,
I really
added
wanted
plants
this game
to mine.
Yeah, nice. Like look at these amazing towers, like castle-looking things.
They were great. Yep. Okay, this might
someone
be
did
really
mention if I'm planning on adding more cosmetic options, and I definitely am. I've got a lot of assets from the artist already made, and I
noticed some new things. Aren't there some new things already in? Because I think the town hall looked different for me slightly. Had like some little turrets on it. It was really cute.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so particularly since like your very first playthrough. I'll let you get started on the build.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just like looking, like I'm thinking, okay, where do I want my apartment block? Maybe here, because I love the whole like little roads and people can have flowers to look at. So houses, they still need to be upgraded, so we have to have access, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, by the way, thank you everyone who has just subscribed. I think there were like 3 different subscribers here: RB26, Sabian Zero, and George Draga. And thank you to whoever else I missed. Thank you very much. I really want to focus on talking to Eric, since he's a very, very busy person. Just released the update, so it's really, really cool to talk. So okay, so go ahead and tell us some more, and I'm gonna just like mentally think about this thing where I want stuff. Okay. So
your basic strategy is still the same as it was before. So you want a nice flat area with lots of food around. That stuff didn't change.
Put the base. I guess I could always move stuff later if I really wanted to. Okay,
so
I'm
that's
gonna
new
put the
features.
base.
You can just move buildings, including the base, wherever you want. So
you can. Oh,
that's
right. That's right. Oh, did I rotate this the wrong way? Probably. Yeah, I did. Okay. Can I? Oh, let's try out the move feature. Okay, is that a special key?
Yep, you can hit the M key.
M.
For move, and change
Okay.
the cursor to like an arrow.
There we go. Yep. Okay, so we can't move it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can. Awesome. No. Okay. Sorry. Dang.
I think you can't move it on top of your workers. That's why it's red.
Okay. All right, that looks great. We have our stairs. They're like, okay, we're ready to take stuff in. So now I think you can grab multiple people and just select the tree and transfer it. There we go. Nice. I like this.
That was a big feature that had to be in, but turns out that's really hard to do.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's funny sometimes the features that are hard and the ones that are easy. So
yeah, it's interesting because I know a lot of people ask for features from different games that really are very complicated. They don't really realize how hard stuff is. So it's kind of cool. If you have any crazy stories that you'd like to tell us, please go ahead and do that as well.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think like obviously multiplayer is hard. I mean, I get that one a lot.
So is that a planned feature then, the multiplayer?
So what I think I want to do is have some kind of shared like co-op building.
Ooh.
I don't think I'll ever have a competitive. I mean, you never know, but this isn't really a game about taking over someone's base or like kind of competing that way. But a lot of people would love to just like share a map and build together, and maybe they're working from the same pool of resources, or even just being in the same world. So like maybe you're building your town and someone else has their town.
And welcome to the Sky People.
A couple tiles over, and maybe you're not working against each other, but you're kind of using the same stuff. So I don't know.
Greetings.
But yeah, anytime you have multiplayer, particularly on a big world with a lot of simulation, it gets really dicey pretty fast.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I want to say something about that, but oh my goodness. Thank you, RB26, for 5 gift subs. Wow. Thank you very, very much for that. That is awesome. I really appreciate that.
And welcome to the Sky People.
and my alert keeps playing. I was going to say to the multiplayer thing, I think that most people, they just want to be in the same world. They just want to like play together and have kind of like just cooperative gameplay. I don't know how competitive would even work, to be honest, but that's what I want to do with my friends. I just want to be like, oh yeah, let's design this great city together, and why don't you work on this production and I'll work on that. So I think that would be an awesome feature to add. I really am looking forward to that because I know quite a lot of people who love playing Factory Town.
Yeah, and when I see people play Factorio collaboratively, that also looks really fun. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to go get some iron and work on that part of the process, and someone else can step over somewhere else. So,
yeah,
it would be really fun. I think my plan is I want to make sure that the vanilla game is totally solid, because making changes to a game that's already multiplayer is tough, because then you have versioning and stuff like that. But but later on, it's something I'm definitely going to look at, because the game did well enough at launch to kind of warrant that kind of extra feature.
Oh, that would be great.
And the other thing about the multiplayer is, so now with this update, you're kind of encouraged to build multiple town centers. Just the way the markets work, they're kind of capped at a certain number of resources per minute. So you can't just max out one market and get all the coins you need. You want to build other markets with other towns around them, so you could very easily say, great, I'm going to work on this town by this river, and you go build in the mountains, and we'll both be helping out. So.
Oh, that would be cool. You know, one thing I was kind of confused on, and I guess we'll touch on this when I actually start to build a market. I think we're going to get to that stage soonish, but the whole tiers of goods system, and I think that's a little bit different than it was before. And when I was looking at my previous town, I was like, do I need to supply level 1 goods, or can I only supply level 4 goods and people are going to be happy about that, or tier 4?
Yes. So the reason I have that is grain can be very, very fast to produce toward the end. Like, you have a farm and you max it out, and you just, you get like 10 grain a second. And if you could satisfy a market with just grain, then there's no reason to ever work your way through the tech tree. You wouldn't ever need flour or bread or sandwiches. You just spam grain towards everything. So I made sure that so every item has a quality associated with it, and grain is the lowest quality. It's tier 1, and something like a sandwich is tier 5. And what that means is you can only provide a certain amount of happiness. There's a maximum happiness that you can provide with a tier 1 item.
Okay. But what if you have tier 5 stuff? Do you still need to go and provide tier 1 items? Like, are there people who are like, I just want some flour today because I want to eat it raw?
Right. Yeah, so, maybe there's some raw food that I use.
Is that a thing in the game?
So you can provide the grain, but it'll basically cap you out very quickly. And that first tier of goods. So if you picture once we have a market, it'll be a little more clear.
Yeah. Let's gather
the market basically has these like a satisfaction bar that's divided into 5 slices. And the more that bar is filled, the more happiness you get. And the grain can only fill the first tiny segment of that bar. But sandwiches can fill that bar, whether it's the first segment or the last segment. So you can get a full 5 happiness from each market for the grain category if you're providing a high-end good like sandwiches. And that's true with every other item in the game. So you could provide raw fish for a little bit of protein, or a cooked fish stew for maximum happiness from the protein category.
Okay. That sounds really cool. By the way, thank you so very much, Hosenbigs, for the 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much. Okay, so all right, so I now have planks. I'm doing this stuff. It's amazingly hard to concentrate on what you're saying and play the game at the same time.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. Please go ahead and talk. If I don't answer coherently, that's why. But no, that's a really good thing.
For a bit.
Yeah, chat, please ask all your questions.
So someone is saying what engine it's developed on, and it's Unity 3D. Which is something I've been using for about 4 or 5 years now. I love it. It's a pretty easy engine to kind of mess around with, and I believe it has a free version. So if anyone's interested in game development, I definitely recommend it.
Nice.
Let's see. Yeah, the main theme. So I have a composer whose name is Clark Abood, and he is super, super talented. He's done the music for Slay the Spire.
Oh, yeah, that's a great game.
And a game for my friend called Make Sail, which is an amazing sailing adventure game. Which
I'm going to have to look that up, yeah. Can one of my moderators write that down for me so I remember to check it out?
I'm sure I can get you a key, too.
Oh, that would be great. I would love to take it. I love ships. I have a particular... you know what?
Great.
We need more ships in this game. If you could add more ships, that would be awesome.
So I actually have... an asset for a cargo boat.
Really? Oh, wow. I was just kidding, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah, no.
Yay!
So the idea is that so this is kind of going back to the topic of how all these updates kind of work together. So right now you don't really have a need to kind of build these faraway satellite mining bases. Like you play Factorio.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Factorio. You always have these satellite bases, like this is where I get my iron or my copper, and you have to shuttle it back to your main base, and that is super fun. And right now, the way resources are distributed and the way that mines work, you don't ever really have to do that. So once I kind of adjust the way resources are later on the map and make sure the game runs smoothly when you have a very big map, then you will have the need of moving stuff long distances. And for that, something like trains. So I also have a train engine model ready to go. So eventually you can have trains of mine carts.
I saw the little picture. I forget if it was in the Discord or was in the update thing. I was like, oh, trains, so nice.
Yeah, I love trains.
Yeah, they're great.
So cargo ship. So you might have a big river that goes all the way through your town, and you would use a cargo ship to move, a huge amount of crates from one place to the other. And right now you wouldn't really need to, but it's something that later on I think I can add in. So it'll be fun. Someone else pointed out that the main theme is in 7/8 time signature, which is true, and just like I think a testament to this guy's skill is like he just makes this amazing like cheery theme, but it's in this kind of crazy time signature, but you don't even notice it because it all just fits so well.
I have
and
to
I actually
admit,
have more music coming from him too.
Oh, that's awesome. I have to admit, I almost asked like who your composer is because the music is so beautiful. I was wanting to like figure out a theme for my channel or something like so. I may have to talk to him, but the music for this game is amazing. I love it. It's so relaxing, and there's enough variety. Like some games, they really have too short of a score and like you get tired of it. And so this is just nicely varied and it's very pleasant to listen to. I just love it. And it goes so well with the graphics and the kind of the pacing of the game as well. So yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. When I was kind of working with him on coming up with the original track, I made sure that there was nothing in the track that was too like, it wouldn't steal your attention away. Because it rips you out of the zone. You're building and you're trying to remember, okay, where was I putting these conveyor belts? And the music does have to be something that kind of blends in. But yeah, it's going to have more tracks and some more kind of environmental ambient sounds like, water and forest sounds and stuff. So it'll feel a lot of that like environmental stuff I think will add a lot to the game.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I know there are some games where it's, one I've been playing recently, Anno 1800, is a great game. But then when you have a disaster, it's like boom, 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 crazy, symphonic. And it's really good. But it's like, okay, I've gone to another island. This emergency is not over there. They're having a nice time. They're herding the cows, milking the chickens, all that kind of stuff. It's great. So I'm glad that you're kind of like paying attention to that and making it a really nice experience for the player. That's really awesome.
Let me see if I can spot some more questions while you're.
Okay, so these people are gonna have stuff going here.
Mike Acton's data-oriented design. So I'll also admit I never really took training as a programmer. Like I never took any computer science classes, so there's a lot of things about programming that maybe like I know how to do, but I don't know how to talk about them. Like I don't know like the right words for them. So I could be totally wrong, but I think the idea is with this game, what I want to do is put as much as possible into just data scripts, like XML files on the side, so you could describe like a tree entirely with data, like what its asset name is, what its inventory is, how it is distributed around the map, and that way people can make workshop mods or external mods where they just like they could add their own resources or add their own buildings or recipes. I think that's a huge area of growth for the game later on, right? Again, once I get the vanilla game kind of settled, I really want people to be able to make their own changes to the game, like scenarios, create custom maps and share them. And maybe in this map you can't use conveyor belts, or every house provides
oh my god.
Yeah, right. Well, think how challenging that would be, right? Or if you only could use trains,
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff I really want to open up later on.
Yeah, it's one of the huge parts of Factorio and what makes it like live long as a game. I mean, it's been in development for 6 years, I think, and it's still going so strong. It's the modding, and people create these awesome mods for the game that completely change the game. So I can see Factory Town just going so far into the future with people creating their own mods, because I think that I know quite a few people, in fact, a lot of people in my community are programmers, and they love modding more than they love actually playing, which is great for me because I love the playing part of it. And it's so much fun to explore different people's ideas and see complexities of the chains of building stuff. It's so good that you're adding that. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, it could be a lot of room for some cool stuff there. Do you mind clicking on the market 1 second? I can kind of show you.
Go ahead. Yeah,
that's where.
Yeah, I was hovering so people could see that the people, like the roads are highlighted, so that shows kind of where the market can deliver to.
Yep, so exactly. Really so nice. The market has you can see there's a yellow square around it, and then any road connected to the market also is glowy. So that's the market's area of effect, of influence. Any houses in that area basically get linked to that market. And what that means is the market will kind of sell goods faster based on the number of houses near it, which kind of mimics like a real life thing, right? Like a market in the middle of the woods is not going to sell a lot of stuff.
No, probably not. Does it have like a set range of like how far? What is the AOE of the market, or is it infinite depending on roads?
I think it's a bit weird. It's a 40 tile maximum. So if you draw like a long squiggly line, it'll stop at some point. And then I think like a 28 radius maximum. You'll just see that the highlights stop. But it's meant to be like give you enough room to work with. And then also on the market, there was...
okay, there it goes. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't go that far, actually. That's quite not far. Fair enough.
Yes.
So it has to be very near. That makes sense. It's like town center kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so the incentive there is to maybe build... you eventually unlock more markets, right? So then you'd build another town center. And in this game, you can build anywhere on the terrain that's available, right? So if you want, you could just plop another town center on the other side of the map, as long as you could get stuff to it,
Okay. Sure.
Which you might want to do. So that market now it has enough houses around it that it's upgraded itself to a tier 2.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is something that I know that visually it's not super clear, right? Like I need a big level up kind of animation. But at this point, it's ready to accept flour. Or I think fish or apples, and you could have delivered that stuff sooner, but now you will get more happiness for it.
Ah, okay.
So you can see every item has kind of a quality tier.
I see.
And those higher tiers will deplete faster. So you basically earn a lot more coins once you get into the higher tiers, and that allows you to kind of gate the economy.
That bar is disappearing fast. Now, what happens if I deliver a tier 3 product, like something like berries? Is it going to be accepted, or do the houses are like, no, we're not snobbish enough yet for that?
Nope, you can always deliver a better good.
Okay.
The only restriction is something like grain, which is I think the only tier 1 item. Can't fill that second segment at all.
Yeah,
it would have to drop down below.
Okay, that makes sense.
What you're seeing is one of the really hard challenges I had to deal with is because when you fill the markets, the town becomes happy because they're consuming the goods that they wanted to buy. That's the idea.
Yeah.
But you can see the bars also drop pretty quickly.
Very quickly. I noticed that. It's like, wow. Well, I only have 2 people delivering flour. So part of these people are like, oh my God, we're so hungry. KOS, what are you doing here?
Yeah. So there's this kind of tension between... I want to be able to sell as much as possible so that I can earn as many coins and develop my economy versus but if the bars deplete too quickly, then your happiness is too hard to keep happy.
And the happiness, just to remind chat, affects all of the buildings.
Greetings
and
welcome
if
to
people
the sky
are, let's see, if they're all at 100%, do I need a different building, or do they automatically go up there?
So what that means... right. So the happiness, this is a big difference. A lot of people said my happiness was at 1,000 and now it's at like 40. Yeah. Right now, happiness is kind of this, it's not per house. It's per category at the market that you have fulfilled. So one market, if you click on your market, you've got 5 categories, 3 tiers. So that's 15. maximum happiness you could have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the happiness bonus comes in I think chunks of 5 at the start. So you won't actually see a bonus until you reach happiness 5 or so.
Right. Okay.
Before it was like 1% per happiness, and it
was a bit crazy, I have to say. Thank you, Immervator, for the subscription. Much appreciated. So we need to start working on getting at least 5 of these to get a chunk of 1 happiness or 5 happiness, did you say? I think you said 1, right?
5 happiness total, but if you also build it...
Greetings, and welcome to the Sky
People. Your base yet, but once you do, then you can build a general goods store, and then that will also add to your happiness.
Okay, so we need to build the general goods store. Just to let chat know, there are several different markets. Like, if you're thinking this is all of the products, oh, no. There's many stores and many products to make. And I want to start getting a little bit further in that so we can actually see some of these production chains. Thank you so much, Yarlik, for the subscription. Much appreciated. Sydney, quick, everyone be happy 4 more times. Okay, so I want to get to the point where we have wagons to deliver stuff, because these people are kind of inefficient. They just carry 1 sack of flour at a time. They're kind of like having it. It's like, yeah, I can only carry 1 sack of flour, but I assume they must be big sacks. We'll just give them a little bit of credit for that, right? So let's see. We need to build next the workshop. Oh yes. Okay, so let's just build that. I think it needs iron and wood and something. I don't know what it needs. We can move it later because we now have the move tool. Yay. Let's put this there. Oh, wow. Fences, half stairs, and wagons. I was so delighted to see that stairs worked as paths when I was like, how do I get people to go up my little apartment building? Because I had actually built stairs on mine, and I was like, oh my God, they're going up the stairs. And then I could build a path on the 2nd floor, and it was like, oh, okay, this is working. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need wheels, I think, because, wooden wheels, conveyor. Oh, I can't wait to get the conveyor belts. Nice. Okay. And I also noticed that you can upgrade barns to hold stuff. I don't know if that was in the game before that I didn't notice, or that's new or what, but it's yay. The yay is real.
Yeah, that's a pretty recent change, and it's one of the big requested features. When I look at people's builds, I don't always know how people are going to play or what their style is, right? So people would share these screenshots, and it's just like 400 barns, and they're all chained together with conveyor belts, and it's like this big, or like
barns,
or it's like giant silos everywhere.
Cats.
It's like, oh, clearly they need more storage capacity. Like, that was the limiting factor.
God. So. Wow.
Someone asked if other buildings could become upgradable, and I definitely want to work on all kinds of either passive or active upgrades to buildings. So right now, the pasture, just by virtue of that was one of the first things I worked on. You can click a couple times and upgrade it. It works a little faster. And I'd love instead to, like, let's say you have the mine. You could upgrade it, but maybe you have to supply pickaxes to it.
Okay.
I know they're very expensive to make, but I'd balance it out so that you get a lot of benefit from 1 pickaxe. So you could basically boost the building's productivity beyond just adding more workers to it.
Okay, that sounds really great. Yeah, I noticed there was, so this is a big question that I had from the last build, was the whole thing with the farming, and you could add water and add fertilizer, but that would also take away from the speed of stuff. Now, does that also affect things, or?
So that is quite the...
do you remember that issue that people were like, okay, don't bother to do it because it just takes time and things grow fast enough anyway, so we're not going to bother with this?
Yeah, and I've also seen a lot of people build basically underwater farms.
So we've seen the underwater farms. How you do it.
But you build tiles under the water and they're automatically watered. So that's an interesting thing that I need to think about. So what I like about that fact is, if you have a farm that only has a couple tiles, like 10 or 15 tiles, because maybe the ground is the terrain is uneven, you don't have a lot of space, then you have a lot of time where you're waiting for stuff to grow. So it's idle time. And during that time, if the farm was watering and fertilizing, then you could have your crops grow back a lot faster. But if you have a lot of space and you've got 60 tiles next to your farm, stuff's going to grow back on its own without the need for water, and usually that would slow you down at that point. And I don't really like that because it does feel a bit counterintuitive, because usually no matter what, you want to water your crops, right? Like there should always be a benefit from watering your crops. But a baseline, I gotta think it out, right? Like you want something that's fun to play and intuitive, like it makes real world sense. And getting that balance sometimes is pretty tricky. Because if it's just a speed bonus on how fast it produces grain, like that's not how watering really works. So I don't know. I know it's kind of an issue there, but the general idea is if you have a lot of space, then you don't need to worry about water or fertilizer.
Okay.
It's only if you have a tiny area.
Okay, that makes sense. I have forgotten how to change hotbars. Oh no, it's F1 2. Ah, there it is. Okay, I found it. I forgot that I can do. Yeah, it's been a couple of a month or two, I guess, since I've played, and I forgot that you can use chutes. Silly me. Come on, guys.
Oh no, I was saying, have you saved the game recently? Just because I always worry about it crashing.
I haven't done that. No, that's a good idea. Save as call it Twitch. Twitch. So 1. All right, save. Good. Yeah, that's good. But autosave is functioning, yeah?
Yes. Although sometimes
I like this. Yes. Yeah. That doesn't sound very confident, I have to say.
Yeah. What was the issue? Yeah. It's always good to give yourself a manual save.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Okay.
I can answer some more questions if you want to focus on building for a bit. I had a question from before about what is the ultimate goal of this game? Like in Factorio, it's launch the rocket, right? And that's a nice, kind of obvious, satisfying kind of confetti moment where it's like, great, you did this. But of course, Factorio
I like that confetti moment. I haven't heard that before. That sounds hilarious.
Well, yeah, like you want that in a game like this kind of like thing you're working towards. It's a very clear goal. And I know that like Factory Town doesn't really have that, right? Like you start out and it's like, oh, like I can keep, what the next step is, right? Because it's like, oh, now I need a lumber mill. Now I need a grain mill. But there's no big, like, you're not escaping the planet. You're not fending off these invading hordes of people, right? Like there's no real threat. So it's kind of an interesting challenge because without a threat, it's very hard to motivate people to do a thing. Besides just like gradually holding their hand. So I would love some kind of background story about like why you're here. Like clearly there is this end game building, all these magic temples you're discovering and this research, and maybe there's something about unlocking or rediscovering this magic that's been lost, because of these temples kind of scattered around. But narrative has never been my strong suit. So, I just kind of ignored it, and people seem to be playing without it. But I would love some kind of like end goal, because right now,
sure.
And even if it's not a narrative reason, but just some kind of, again, like that confetti moment of like you have completed 100 Omni Stones and you've made your base level 10 or something like that. And right now I'd say upgrading your base to level 10 is kind of the right now the end game where things are driving towards. But yeah, I need more of a rocket ship kind of function at some point.
Sure. That makes sense. I know there are a lot of people that really enjoy kind of like a story, like you said, the story moments of things. Okay, I've been playing the game for a while. I just had actually a couple of ideas, so maybe I'll send them to you and see what you think. Because it's such a lovely environment. I keep thinking like, well, maybe this is like, the traditional story of the whole, maybe there was magic in the land once long ago, and these people are just sort of like, oh, let's rediscover all this stuff. It's fun. But yeah, anyway, okay. So if Chad is wondering what I'm doing, like, I'm trying to build a conveyor belt, or not a conveyor belt, a chute to take the flour to the market, because it's not efficient for these folks to walk all the way there. So I'm going to see if this is going to work a little bit better. Because I love one of the things. So that was the thing that got me into this game. When I saw, it was way long time ago, before all the improved graphics and everything, it was just like, oh my God, there are tiny little balls rolling along the chutes. And that was so like, wow, I've seen like Marble Run games, but nothing that was actually a production game. And I found it so just I don't know, entrancing, charming, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, really great.
Yeah, I think when I was first kind of coming up with this game, it started a lot with I wanted a reason for people to roll things down chutes. Like, because I played a lot with marble runs as a kid. And I was like, okay, well, I could very vaguely, okay, it's like a town, you're building stuff, but it's all about like, but then why would you need to do that? And so then you have to start thinking about like different transportation modes and the inputs and outputs. And, but it was kind of like cart before the horse, but in a I don't know what the right metaphor is there, but that's the idea. Is like I wanted chutes, and I didn't really care how I got them. I needed that. I knew
that's necessity is the mother of invention, and now you've invented all these tiny little people doing stuff. Oh, that's great.
The other thing that the game is totally missing, but it's still bouncing around there is water physics, water flow. So I grew up in the woods, and I spent a lot of time with my brother at the stream. It was kind of back beyond the house, and just this idea of digging around in the stream and like clearing leaves and creating new water flows through the stream was just something that is just buried in my psyche. From my childhood.
That sounds charming.
And I think everyone loves like watching water flow and redirecting stuff like that. There's just something weirdly like primal about it.
Yeah.
And so when I was first prototyping this game, it had a lot of that. And there's a couple GIFs I've posted here and there that show it kind of working, but water is very hard to program, particularly in a way that runs smoothly. But again, I also needed like a reason for someone. It's like, okay, I want people digging channels of water, but why are they doing that? And I think now that I have the game, so I knew I needed structures that consumed water. And so now there's maybe a reason like, okay, you could get enough water to go to your pasture or to produce paper or to irrigate your crops, right? And all that stuff might require streams of water coming down from the mountains. So that's something that I want to look at later on.
Okay. That was one of the first things that I wanted to do is like, I was like, oh my God, we have chutes. Those are just about like aqueducts. Let's have this. And I'm like, the first thing I started to do is I built a chute to a farm and I had a person carrying the buckets up to the chute. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't work.
I know, yeah.
But I'm glad it's so cool to hear you say that that's what you want to put in the game, because I think a lot of people would want it just like I did, and it's like, ooh, that could be fun. But I think even if it works like only partially, it would still be great. But
yeah, that's what I might do is instead of trying to go for super realistic water, it'll be, because the game's already pretty non-realistic, right?
yes, and like the flour bags going down the chutes, that's a little bit stretching reality, but I don't mind. It's great because it saves my people some like time. They're like, you know what, we just install wheels on the little bags of flour.
It's fine. I'm sure you just grease it up enough, I guess.
It's fine.
But yeah, so some very rough approximation of how water flows, and so you have aqueducts and that kind of thing would be I think super fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't wait till that comes. That's great. Oh my God, these people now want planks and paper and stuff, and they want clothes. Oh my God, we can't have them running around naked anymore. Oh dear. That's rough. Oh, this grain farm. We're gonna have to get a grain farm. I'm gonna have to hurry up building here. Okay, so we have general store. Yay. General store produces red coins. Okay, so this is another change that I noticed, is that you no longer get red coins from like some food items. You get them only from general store items. So that's a big thing too.
So one of my goals in designing this game is I want to encourage players to make a variety of items. Because again, if you can just max out with grain or bread, then that's kind of boring. There's no need to get into other stuff. So originally, even among food, you would get a variety of coins, and the coins can be used for different research or creating certain buildings. So it's very easy to say, well, okay, so grain is yellow coin, but bread is a red coin, and a conveyor belt is blue coin. But like, ultimately, it's like really confusing, and there's no real reason for that, right? So, so this way, it's a lot easier for players to kind of get into the system of saying, okay, I need yellow coin, I'll just create more food. And the happiness.
That makes a lot of sense.
Happiness. So now I have that incentive to produce a variety of goods without this like crazy coin situation. So that big red thing is because paper, for very arbitrary reasons, doesn't work on chutes.
Oh, and planks don't work on chutes either?
Planks and paper. It doesn't work on chutes.
I like that though, because no. I'm serious. I really like that it says, okay, no, it's not going to output the item that's not compatible with chute, because that was actually one of the things that I was kind of like, okay, does it work with a chute? Doesn't it? And I don't know, when I plan and when I think about where I want to put buildings to do stuff, I always am like, okay, can I use a chute for this or can't I? So to me, it was kind of weird that flour could go on chutes. And so I thought, well, maybe you've changed the game so that most of the secondary products, or like the first production products, say, go on a chute. So that's why I was testing this. But I love this. I really like that. So it's saying, okay, nope, sorry, can't do that. So what I'm going to do is now I know to put a worker there. Oh, hello, workers. Hello. Oh, there's a sleepy one. Okay, you have now a job, dude. I like that. Look at this. We have just saved ourselves a whole worker. That's great.
So someone's asking, is there a reason to make both meat stew and fish stew? And right now, there isn't, because they're in the same category and they both provide pretty much the same. I think they're both tier 5. I think they're both providing a lot of gold.
Yeah.
That's something I want to work on in the end game, or maybe some new building that is like a trading post. And for some reason, it needs some specific item. So like cloaks or fish stew or apple pie. And then you have to make that thing, and then you get some big coin reward. Or some big happiness temporary bonus or something. That way, because right now there's a lot of times you say, well, I'll just make the best item from the category, which is, meat stew or sandwiches, right? And then you don't ever have to make something else from the category.
Yeah.
Which, there's a lot of kind of parallel items like the stews where you're like, well, why would you make one over the other? So that's something I want to work on.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I'm going to need a lumber mill to turn stuff into paper. And I know if I put it near water, we're going to have instant water. So we're going to do this way. Wait, I'm going to need... Okay, it's not an intermediate product. Okay, that's great. So I love this. So chat, if you are... if you put one of these buildings next to the water tiles, and you could see though, that's a nice change from last time, I think, where you added the blue to where you could like see if it would be automatically provided with water or not.
Yep.
That's great. Okay. And then I just need folks delivering wood. So.
And so this is an example. So I knew I wanted a building that consumed a lot of water. Paper does consume water. So what I want eventually is that players could choose, okay, I have a big lake with trees near it, that's where I'll put my lumber mill. Or I'll put the lumber mill in the middle of the field and use an aqueduct to carry the water to the lumber mill. So I can make the paper wherever I want. So you get a little more flexibility if you invest in the infrastructure to...
Wait, are there aqueducts?
No, but that's the idea, right? So that's why
okay.
Where I eventually want to go.
I was like, oh my God, water movement. Yeah. I thought I heard wrong before, maybe. So, okay, do you take a chute? No, you don't. Oh, this is so good. I love this. I love this. That's so good. I need a conveyor belt. Oh my goodness, we need to make conveyor belts. People, hello. Can we make them yet?
I know. I kind of wonder if conveyor belts they're too far down in the tech tree because they're like the best part of the game,
I know. Yeah, that's actually something that I felt when I played last time, that they were very far down in the tech tree, and I kind of wish they were not. Okay, so it's fast. Okay, so we're gonna use a wagon for this, and this is I haven't actually had the reason to use them yet. Oops, let's see if I can use... Oh, okay. M, I think. There we go. Move the wagon. There we go. Used to be that you could like click and drag, but I think that was a couple of versions ago. Okay, so this is going to take paper to the school. And so, chat, if you watch this wagon, it's going to pick up 4 items at a time, which is much more efficient than one person. Let me see. What is the population cost of a wagon? It's 1 person. So, yeah, it's 1-to-1. But the wagon can't... what do you call it? Oh geez, sorry, brain melted just there. It can't harvest materials is what I was gonna say.
Yes, yep.
So that's why you would need a worker.
A bit slower unless you have a road as well.
Yep.
So it's a good, this is a perfect use for a wagon because you have a lot of stuff moving around. You would need a lot of workers to move that. But later on, once you get the mason and stuff like that, then you can build a stone road, and then the wagon starts zipping back.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, if I click all of these options on the the recipes here. I think I read that it rotates between the recipes now with the goods instead of just picking the first one.
Yes. Yep. That's new.
Okay. Though I think for wow, 50 really? That's expensive game. So is there any sort of guidance for people, like should they choose one of these techs over another? Like how do players know what to choose? Are they just gonna like, oh, I want conveyor belts, let's get those first? Or like is there gonna be any pressure to like, oh my god, we really need farming first?
So yeah, new players definitely gonna be kind of at a loss here, and I'm kind of just hoping they'll just pick the first one.
Okay.
Because you can just go through in that particular order. Like nothing will. There's no like wrong choices really.
Yeah.
They'll both give you like some benefit. You know, masonry will help your wagon move faster. Woodworking gives you the barn, which you might need for certain things.
And I noticed also we need some stone bricks to level up the base, and here also to level up the houses. So that's probably a better first choice. But then, being me, I gotta have my conveyor belts.
Yep. What I tried to do with this big balance patch is before the research was kind of scattered all over the place, and what I tried to do is say that each level of the base requires some good that you need to research first. So in this case, like you will need masonry, and I think it needs cloth, which you could get from the pasture or you could get from cotton.
Okay.
But either way, you need a workshop. So the idea is that you would have to kind of go through this process of doing the research of that tier, and then you can move on to the next level, which opens up new research, which you can then complete to unlock the next level of the base, right? So it's a much more kind of directed and linear progression with a little bit of variance, you know, here and there.
Could I make one small suggestion?
Please,
Like with the, I'm looking at the basic logistics right now, and it says unlocks one-way barrier gate, cloth conveyor belt, and intermediate logistics. Could you find some way to like differentiate between research? Because I noticed intermediate logistics, it's actually a research, it's not an item. So if there was a way to like see, yes, this is an actual item I'm going to get to use in my colony, that might be helpful for new players to kind of like, you know, see what is next.
Totally. I like that. I'm writing it down right now.
Cool. Oh, these guys are, lumber mill not fast enough apparently. Okay, so this might be a case where we need more workers. Or we could need more lumber mills. In fact, let's do more lumber mills. That might be better. Or, yeah, let's just do
that. Someone said, did it sell more than 9 copies? Yeah, so I think there's a really funny thing that happened a week ago or so where I was posting a GIF from a player. It was just this funny little like conveyor belt thing that spun around. And then some other kind of factory, I think it was like Voxel Tycoon, saw that and they posted their own GIF of their game doing something similar, which is really cool, right? So it was like, oh, like they can do that thing too. I can do the thing. And then Satisfactory jumped in with their little conveyor belt loop and they retweeted it to their, like, you know, whatever, 50,000 followers.
Oh, wow. That's great.
And so then all these other games started chiming in with their version of the same kind of layout. And so, but then down the line, Satisfactory was like, there was just some reference. It's like, oh, you know, well, we've only sold 9 copies or something. So,
and
sure. Which I mean, obviously they've sold like a bajillion.
Yes.
But yeah, the launch did really well.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah,
that's
it
great.
means I can keep working on this for a long time. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay,
and I have to say, like, in huge part to you. I mean, I don't know if your followers know this, but when I first put the game up on kind of a coming soon page, I think someone pointed it out to you, and then you did a video of it. Or I got a key to you, and then immediately my Discord was just flooded with people, like in a great way. Like I would just like walk away for 5 minutes and come back, and 100 new people had joined, and that kept happening over and over.
Oh my god!
And then eventually, like it probably got like 2,000 people in the Discord, like immediately after. Like no question, it was like because of you. So I just want to make sure you know how much of an impact you've had on this game, and because I think because of that initial rush of people, Steam's algorithm picked it up and thought like, oh, people must really like this game, and then it started pushing it somewhere else. So it was huge for the game, and I just want to make sure you know how appreciative I am of that, and just I feel very lucky that you came across it too.
Oh, it's been my absolute delight and pleasure. And one thing that I want to tell chat is that Eric is one of the best ever kind of developers. Like, he works so hard on this game. Like, I've seen some games where people are like, oh yeah, this is great. And then there's like a year between updates. And that's not what you do. Oh my God, you post updates constantly. You're constantly listening to the community, fixing bugs, doing all these just awesome improvements to the game. So I am like so honored to be able to play your game, because it's growing into this beautiful gem of a game that's so fun to play. So it's just a real treat for me and a pleasure, like I said. So I just love your game.
Yeah, it's a really fun game to work on. I mean, there's definitely frustrating times. But it does feel like what's there is still like a tiny chunk of how I want it to be. Like I didn't want to release it before, in a unplayable state, right? Like, yeah. But there's still so much that I want to add, like all the water stuff and the modding stuff, and all the polish of like the sound effects and the music and birds flying around. I mean, there's just so much more I want to do to it, and I'm really happy that the launch went well enough that I can make sure I can spend all that time doing it. So but yeah, it's my full-time job, and I know that if I don't work on it, then people would get upset, and I know that you kind of want to maintain a good reputation as a developer in this industry. Yeah, you don't want to upset people. That's not like the reason I do it, right? But
well, no. Well, no, but it is a valid concern, because I know a lot of people, they post like, "Oh, well, I've been burned by early access games," and well, you know what? I have too. I played Towns, and I love Towns, and then we all know what happened to Towns. That's kind of like why I wanted to tell people, that you really are an amazing developer, and you really care about the game and how things work, and so this is a game that has been constantly improved. How long has it been since you started the game? Like, I don't remember if it was on a Kickstarter or if you just did no, you did, what was it, very, very experimental or something like that? It was a really funny title. Right. Remember that.
Extremely Alpha, I think.
Extremely Alpha. There you go. That was it.
So I started working on this about 3 years ago, and it was really just a prototype phase. And again, it just took a long time to figure out how anything was supposed to work. Like, I knew I wanted something with towns and moving stuff around and solving supply chain problems, but the actual implementation of how it's supposed to work, besides the technical part of building it, like there's been so many go in one direction and change it. It just took a lot of iteration time, and now I think I've got a lot of that direction kind of settled, but it just took a long time. So then at the very start, I put it on itch.io. Right, I think that's where I first started, because I didn't want to.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
These days, like, your Steam early access launch is basically your full launch, right? Like, if it doesn't go great, then it's really hard to turn it around. So I wanted to make sure that launch was as solid as possible. So that's why I did like a itch.io launch where people could buy copies there and give me, I had the Discord running. People could give me feedback, which worked out really well. And then once I had the game a little more developed, I think there was like 4 or 5 months there. That also gave me time to get people, aware of the game, right? So I had people like you, or people like you jumped in and got to check it out, and so you could kind of build awareness of the game before the early access launch, which is also key, because if the first time people hear about your game is when it launches on Steam, you're kind of sunk, right? Like, they
really
have to know about it somehow.
Yep.
The other thing I want to mention just about interacting with players, I honestly get so many good ideas from people. That's a big reason. I love chatting with people that are playing the game, right? Like, that's fun too. But particularly with this update, I was putting stuff out on the beta branch every couple days so that people could play it and let me know if they liked or didn't like the changes. And a lot of the things I wound up doing eventually started as ideas from players. Like the item tier thing was like, oh, that's a perfect solution to, like, sometimes you're just stuck in your own brain, or like it helps to have people that bounce ideas off of no matter what. So it's been really, really helpful for me to have people that want to play and give feedback it's been really, really helpful. So that's another reason I like doing all that.
Oh, that's cool. Let's see. I think I want remove. I forgot. Is it control thing? Control. I'm trying to set a hotkey.
Oh,
Shift?
So you click on it.
Yeah.
And then it's a shift plus a number key.
Okay, shift.
And that'll store it to your hotbar. Once you've selected it on your cursor.
Oh, there we go. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's something that's one of the, I have a spreadsheet, right, of just a million little things like that where I was like, yep, everyone wants the drag and drop, and because that's how other games do it, you know? So.
I thought I remembered it was some kind of a shift weirdness thing, and I was like, control this, shift that, and I didn't click on it. I thought it was, because, it's funny because all these different games have different control schemes. Like Satisfactory is mouse over, not click it. So I was like, okay, mousing over on that one. Oh, they're migrating. Yay. Oh, but they're going to go to the wrong place. Okay, let's select them. Sorry for the slow gameplay, everyone. I'm just so fascinated with what Eric is saying. I'm just like listening. It's like so good. So, okay, there we are. We need to build up some more lumber so I can build more chutes and stuff. We have mountains of wood. Let's see. I think I might need to build more houses as well. Oh, we should probably start the whole vertical building thing, or I could just be sort of cheaty and add more like this for now.
Yep, that's totally valid.
Until I can figure out a structure.
Yeah, or like I would say, once you start running low on coins, if that's a limiting factor, then you might want to say, okay, I'll build another little town center, and that can start getting some more coins. But it looks like you're totally good on coins.
That makes sense. Yeah. Now, I read somewhere that there are quite a lot of products that need coins to be made. And I haven't come into any of those yet, or I haven't discovered any of those yet at the moment.
So one of the big problems in the in the game before this update is players would start like this, get their economy going, and okay, now I've got goods coming in the market, and then there was really not a lot of places to spend your gold on an ongoing basis besides research. So very quickly, players would have millions of coins. And when you have millions of coins, you don't need to think about, why would I make good X or good Y? Because you just have all the coins you ever need. So then you lose a lot of what I would think is interesting strategy of the game.
Of course.
So I had to make sure that coins were a little more scarce. And I think the way to do that is you need a sink. And for me, that was certain production recipes. The really key ones. So like a forester will consume gold, and a forge will consume gold. And I think like the mana forage consumes like blue. So like some of these foundational recipes, for these really first tier items, they consume gold as you make the item. And so now you have this. So then that cost is baked into the higher tier items, right? So if wood takes 1 gold to make, and then something requires 20 planks, like that's a 40 coin item.
Wow.
Right. So like all of a sudden you have this like giant kind of built-in sink. But you only need to worry about your foresters, right? Because it's that first. I'm not explaining this really well. The idea is it's a sink for coins, and now you need to keep an eye on your coins and actually think about, okay, how can I make more profit off my items now that coins matter? But you haven't really hit the point in the game where that starts to take effect. It's kind of, I want to let players kind of get used to the mechanics first, and then worry about kind of you throw them a little curveball once they get a little more texture.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, I need to get some of this stuff going. I think I've gotten what is the research? We have some stuff done. Oh yeah, but I want to get some conveyor belts. I think I need to build. Let's see, conveyor belt maker, or can I build? Oh, so the crate. Okay, small storage space. Is that like a silo? The crate?
Yeah, so I think the difference is, so it's a good kind of drop-off point if you want to harvest stuff to a crate and then have a wagon pick it up.
Okay.
Pretty small capacity.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think it auto outputs like the silo does. So it's really just
doesn't. Does it auto like can you run a chute to a crate and it puts stuff in?
Yes, you can run a chute into a crate, but not out.
Not out. Okay. Okay, great. I should probably say welcome everyone who has just joined the stream. I'm KatherineOfSky, and I'm here with the wonderful Eric, who is the developer of Factory Town. So please ask any questions you want in chat. He's here to answer stuff, and we're playing the brand new update, which has changed the game massively, and it looks like it's all for the better. So yeah, please ask your questions as you like. Okay, what we got here?
There are an example of something that I definitely still need to change, or there's something that maybe players aren't as happy with, depending on your playstyle.
Okay.
I think people really liked in the last version how markets were this infinite sink of goods. So people that really wanted to build giant mega factories that were putting out 20 pieces of bread a second. Maybe they're in creative mode, right? So they don't need to really worry about coins, anyways. And then all of a sudden, the markets are a little more pickier about what they consume. They won't just consume infinitely.
Yeah.
The reason is because if they consume infinitely, then again, coins just explode, and there's no reason to have multiple markets or multiple towns. So for the structure of the vanilla game, I really needed to limit the amount of stuff you can consume, and also that encourages variety. But people that made these giant mega factories are like, well, now I'm making all this stuff and I have no place to put it, right? Which is a super valid concern, right? Like, I get that that's what people wanted out of this game. There's some people. So my plan is that towards the end game, you'll unlock a new structure that is probably going to be kind of the ultimate structure, kind of the rocket ship of Factory Town, will be this giant temple. Once you've kind of done all the research, you can build this giant temple, and it will consume goods almost like offerings, I guess. Like, I don't know narratively how, but it'll basically be this giant sink for stuff. It'll consume stuff as fast as you can feed it, and in return, you'll probably get some kind of happiness bonus, which in turn will allow you to produce goods faster, which will allow you to feed more stuff into the temple, and then there you go. That's your kind of like infinite positive feedback loop that you could just keep playing and maxing out for hundreds of hours.
That sounds great. Greetings
so I
and
think
welcome
then
to the Sky
players
people.
at that point that wanted that infinite sink, they'll have it, and it's okay if it kind of, I don't know whether it'll generate coins or not, but at that point you're at the end game, so I'm not worried about any effects on the economy because you've already kind of worked your way through the whole game.
Sure.
I just can't have that infinite sink be right at the beginning of the game, because then you just have a million coins, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like the Ark in SimCity, I think so. I don't know if the Ark. Yeah, that's the idea. Just building. Yeah.
Yep. But I have to say, arcologies in SimCity kind of broke the game because they were like all-in-one structures, and like all you needed to build was those. You didn't need to like balance anything anymore. So, somebody asked me if I can ask you: Are there any plans for like blueprinting structures in the game, like Factorio, where you could just like design a blueprint before you actually build stuff? I'm guessing that's the question.
Yes. Yep. So that's one of the most common requests. Yes, I want to do that. Like, I will. That's something I will add for sure. It's interesting in this game because of the terrain, right? So copying and pasting something, particularly if it has chutes and conveyor belts, is going to be tricky, because what if you put it on a mountain, or what if you put it in that big pile of rocks? Like, what would the game do? So it's just, that's I think why it hasn't been a priority yet, because it feels like, it to me, in my playstyle, it's not going to have a lot of utility. But for people that are doing these massive creative builds, it would make a lot of sense. Like, I don't want to have to plant the same farm 40 times. Like,
exactly.
Or it has a particular conveyor belt in and out. It's totally flat. Like, I could very easily copy and paste that. So I'll add the feature, and it might not be all that useful, in the way you're playing kind of a vanilla playthrough. It might not be that useful there, but for people that are doing the mega builds, it's probably going to be useful.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have seen some really crazy stuff, like that people have built multi-level kind of things, just like multi-tiered, multi-building, crazy stuff with chutes and conveyor belts in these like almost pagoda sort of tower things.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And they're just fabulous. So I think it is kind of an interesting thing for people to be able to like copy that or maybe even share that with other people. Kind of like in Factorio, you have these like blueprint strings that you can share. And I think that, more than just having the screenshot, people can learn from those things. I mean, Factorio has gotten to this point of like everybody using blueprints all the time and they don't really learn how to play the game. But at the same time, there are people who have real struggles with designing something and they use the blueprints to like learn from others how to do stuff. So I think it's kind of a cool feature to have. Let me see. I'm everyone in chat, I'm working on the alert thing. I'm going to turn the sound off for now because I don't think I can turn it down. But I'm going to see what I can do at the moment. Let's see. But if you have any questions for Eric, please do ask in chat. And thank you so very much, Abby, for the subscription. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I know I've been distracting you with all the
No, it's okay. I'm just, if anyone's wondering why there's no movement on the screen, I'm just going to turn off the sounds at the moment because for some reason the volume slider on those things is not working very well. Let's see. Okay, there we go. There's one of them. And then... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, this might be a good time to upgrade your base. I think the workers are not delivering there because there's not enough inventory storage there.
Okay.
That's something it's kind of a weird thing I'll probably smooth
out. Okay. No, they're actually delivering to the stonemason. I think I don't have any stone at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I was
yeah, you're pleased.
Okay, so I've turned the sound alerts off, everyone. I hope that's okay. Yeah, there they go. There we go. Oh, thank you, Manpapper, for joining the Sky people. Welcome. Thank you for the subscription. Okay, and the no sounds works. Thank you for testing that for me. Okay, what do I need? Oh, I need a person just to output. Okay, let's just put that one guy there. You take stuff out of there and put it there, please. Okay, there we go. So is there kind of like is there some kind of an alert that it would give you at the base to say, hey, we don't have any room anymore? Is that a thing?
No, that's one of the things on my list to say, like,
okay.
So right now when a worker doesn't do something, you have no idea why, right? It just stops.
Yeah.
There's no sign that's like, oh, I'm out of resources, or this building is full, or I can't walk to that place because there's too much water in the way, right? So all that stuff should be little icons that pop up, and it's not hard. It's just another thing to add. And that way, when you're like, why is my worker not doing this thing? It's like, oh, the base is full. That's why they're not dropping off, right? Because right there, it fooled me because I couldn't tell. I just saw they weren't moving, and I just guessed.
Yeah, I think I put the stone building a little bit too close. I think I can move it one tile back. Let's see. Oh, yes, I can. Okay. It was just a teeny bit too close, and they're like, okay, we're delivering stuff, and yeah, so.
Someone asked if I like floating ground factories or floating. I like ground factories. I don't actually do a lot of sky building, and I was actually really surprised when players started doing that because I didn't really think of it. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm building this giant tower." Like, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't really think you could do that." And I think at first I took it away, and then players were like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, I'll keep it in."
Please, don't take it away from us, right?
I love, and obviously that's the signal. You're like, "Oh, I will." People like this, and you leave it in. It's an easy decision. But the thing I love is spaghetti bases, right? So I build like this is enduring term. So like what you're seeing here is like, okay, you've got houses all over the place. You've got chutes crisscrossing, and then there's a conveyor belt going over everything. It's just very organic, and I love that. I love playing like that. And some people want to just bulldoze everything totally flat and make it just this nice circuit board. And I get it. Like I built a factory management game, and people are going to play it and want to kind of make everything perfectly flat and organized. But for me, the fun and charm of this game is the very ridiculous. It's like a town that's really quaint, and people chopping down trees, and then you have this like conveyor belt highway crossing everything, and the train going like threading its way through everything. I don't know.
I love the spaghetti too, and I really love all the ramps that you've included, and that you can build upward and do funky things, because sometimes, well, like here, this is a bad thing. What I need to do is actually get some conveyor belts to go over, or maybe I need to make a bridge for my people to go over this chute. I really like those kinds of things as well. So I'm glad that you built that into the game, because I think in some ways Factorio was kind of lacking that. I mean, you don't have to go full 3D to the skies like Satisfactory has these massive winding conveyor belts and that kind of thing. But something like your game where you can just add these bridges, it almost reminds me of sort of roller coaster tycoon style of building, of just creating different loops and pathways that are above and stuff like that. So yeah, it's exciting.
And so that also touches on a feature I really want to add, which is kind of this top-down X-ray view.
Okay.
So like right now, if you have a lot of overs and unders, it can be really hard to figure out how I'm going to put my conveyor belt through this thing. So and also I've seen people make those crazy pagoda builds and everything, and it's hard to edit that after it's built. So this idea that you could kind of flip the camera to a top-down 2D view, kind of, I think Dwarf Fortress kind of has this, right? Like you X-ray to a certain depth, and then you can build without colliding with anything above it. That's one of the quality of life things I really want to add.
Okay, we're going to have an emergency switch to animal feed for a few seconds here.
Are you trying to get a cloth or...?
I'm trying to get farm tiles. So farming is, we need the fertilizer for those. So I guess we'll make something in a pasture. It'll be fine. We'll figure out something. Yeah, I couldn't build the tree planters, and I'm like, oh no, because I couldn't have. I guess I could build a lumber mill here, or forestry. That's what it's called. Let's build a forestry over there. Let's see, forester. There it is. Right here. And so then these people don't have to work as much. They're like, oh man, we need a break. So yeah, we're gonna get a break, but that's gonna cost me coins, I've noticed, to produce each bit of wood. So, and
at this point you're good because you got almost 1,000 gold. But what hopefully happens is that you start running low and think, oh, let me take a look at my market and say, how can I make more profit out of this? And say, oh, maybe I put more flour in, or I deliver some fruit to the market, right? Because it looks like there's a lot of unmet demand there.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of process that I'm hoping to have happen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Okay, so we have animal feed, and we need to put that into a pasture. Let's see, which is here. Nice. All right. And I another thing that I like is that, each different building, like I was looking at the pasture and I noticed that you needed the stone for that. And I think for some you need stone bricks, like this one I like that you have different materials needed to build the upper levels of stuff. Oh, somebody's asking you, how did you come up with your art style?
Yeah, sure. So I think I knew that there's this funny thing, if you make something super realistic, people start having different expectations about it. In a way that makes them kind of less happy, because the graphics are super realistic, but the gravity doesn't work the way I would expect it to, and then it's kind of a dissonant feeling that players don't enjoy. So I really wanted to pick a style that was very video gamey. I grew up in the Super Nintendo 16-bit era. Oh, nice. So my kind of original idea was kind of like a Zelda Link to the Past, but in 3D. And there's more stuff I need to do to really hit that, but the first pass was kind of on that idea. So almost like a Super Nintendo game popped into maybe a PlayStation era of low poly. You can see there's grid lines on the terrain, which is weird, but I wanted to that's very intentional, because I want to make sure that everybody knows this is very grid based, very quantized, the terrain.
Oh yeah, that's super important, I think, because it helps you also plan and align buildings and stuff like that. So I'm happy for those grid lines. Those are great.
Yeah. Okay. Some of the first prototypes had terrain that was much more smooth, and when you placed a building, it would kind of flatten it out, and it was kind of fun to see that flattening. But just having the hills look rectangular, I think also feeds into that idea of this is a world where everything is kind of measured and even, and I think it then fits into the gameplay, right? Where like, oh, the chutes go in a straight line.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like, I'm not meaning to knock on Satisfactory because obviously it's a great game, but the idea like the conveyor belts can kind of go at these weird angles to me, like
they do go at very strange angles.
Where, like, I just want it to be perfectly straight, and I want the angles to be perfectly straight, and like I don't know, it just kind of feeds in the mechanics for me that I want that in the game. But obviously, it also limits you in certain ways, right? So
yeah,
is the question, is that constraint kind of helpful? And I think in this game it is. So I don't know. That was kind of the thought process. I wanted something very, very grid based, chunky, you know.
Yeah, I like the chunky look. It's really cool. I remember when the graphics were very, very placeholder, and they've come so far. Oh my goodness! Yeah. And you know, they look great, and you've still kept that kind of like feeling of the blocky chunky, and it's just so charming. I really love the way it looks. Oh dear, we have an issue. Oh no. Why is this having... Oh, because they're stopping the whole thing. No, guys. Okay.
Oh.
I meant for them to chop this one tree. And look, they stopped chopping it. They're now chopping these trees. Go away, guys. Don't do that. Okay.
Yes, and I think what's happened there is you've stumbled upon one of the bugs where if you remove a chute, workers can still drop off in that location, but that might cause the log to roll in the wrong place. So if you switch to the move tool and just clear out the logs, I think everything will just start working fine.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think what happened is I extended the chute further, and so they were dropping it in the midpoint. It was working okay until this one started to produce too many logs, I think. And then they're like, oh dear, what do we do now?
There you go.
Okay, another question for you. How long has the game been in development?
About 3 years, I think. There was, full-time. I think there was maybe a month or two where I stopped to do some like VR contract work just for a month, just because there was like a friend that wanted something done.
Sure.
But other than that, it's been full time and pretty much a solo. You know, I hire out for the art and music, but the design and programming is just me. And I think it's because I really have a hard time. I'm very conflict avoidant. So if there's something I want to change, I would have a hard time kind of convincing someone else of doing it my way.
Yeah.
So instead, it's just like, I'll just build the whole thing myself. It's always been this way with like group projects. Yeah. Back in school, it's like, I'll just do it. I would rather do it. It makes me happier to just do it.
I know how that feels. Oh my goodness. I know how that feels for sure. So, and you also have like ultimate control over the things and what you want to do and stuff like that. So it can be actually beneficial, but it's also a lot of work to be very solo on a project for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And things probably take longer. Maybe, you know, obviously if I had a whole studio full of people working on it, certain things might go faster, but or it could take longer, right? Because then you have to go have meetings and send emails.
Oh yes.
And instead, if I want to work on something, I just work on it, you know, which is kind of nice.
Okay, so it looks like we're getting this now. Okay, so I need to plant grain on the farm tiles. Let's just do that.
Yeah, and one of the changes now is you don't have to own the grain; you just use gold.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. I read that in the patch notes. I was like, wow, oh my goodness, this is good, because I would like go all over the whole map and like, okay, there's like 5 tomatoes here. Let's gather them all in a shed so that we don't lose them forever.
And some people, like, maybe you needed cotton for something, and their map wouldn't spawn cotton because I didn't.
No.
That. And they would just be spending thousands of gold, just like, I just need one piece of cotton. And so that wasn't all that great.
Okay, this is looking pretty decent. All right, we just want to get these people out of a job so we don't have to have so many workers here. Let's delete them and see if this is going to... Oh, there we go. First piece of grain out of the farm. Boom. This one... Okay, so this is just producing a whole bunch of fertilizer, which I guess we need more workers? No, we need more... more stuff. Okay, we need more of this grain. But we need a wagon, I think. That's what we're... Oh dear. Okay. Just select this one.
So there's a new chart you might be interested in. If you click on the coin at the bottom toolbar, that now opens a production or a coin income histogram. And so you can check your coin levels and how they're changing over time.
Well, that's cool.
Because I want to point out that I think your gold level is very slowly dropping.
It is, because I have stopped the deliveries to the market because I needed all of the grain to go into the pasture.
Yep. Gotcha.
So I actually stopped producing flour. One thing, I'm looking at the workers, and the wagon is locked. How did it get locked?
Let me see.
I think we might have a slight bug here. Oh no, it needs a workshop. Okay, I deleted my only workshop apparently. So okay, that's interesting. That's good that you put that on there. I'm glad because I could now figure it out.
Yeah, and that's kind of broken because sometimes if you're doing a creative build or something, people well, I need a workshop, so I'll just put it in the very corner of the map.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of silly. And you run into this case where it's why is this thing suddenly locked again? So it'll probably be a permanent unlock at some point.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Worker. Yeah, because I think once a person unlocks the thing, it's they know that a wagon is made with wheels, so they can always just plop that back down. Okay, so this person also can be deleted. People kind of made fun of me for deleting workers, and I'm just telling them I am giving them the chance to just hang out in their houses, eat the food, use planks for model train sets or something, or model chute sets, marble runs. Yeah. They can relax all day. So, because here we're I guess they don't have any particular income, so they can just buy all the food they want.
Yeah. You hire the workers, but you don't pay them. They don't eat, they don't sleep. There's just and this is one of the reasons. If I had everything look very realistic, it would then seem very incongruous that your workers don't sleep, right? So now it's okay, you're clearly playing a video game, and your suspension of disbelief is working in a certain way, So
it's so funny. They remind me of these little Fisher Price. I think they were called Little People at the time. They were cylindrical people. Yeah. I don't know if you remember those or not, but I had a little set when I was a kid, and they were just adorable. Okay.
Yeah. So I have about a 4-year-old at home, and so a lot of the inspiration for this game, I kind of built this as he was growing up, and so he loves model trains.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of times, when I'm kind of tossing ideas around with this game, I think about playing with Legos or playing with model trains and how I want that to feel, and so I get a lot of inspiration from just watching.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Okay, I'm gonna start conveyor belts because I need them. Yep. Must have them. See, you go here, get stuff. Probably we'll just build a small construction initially. I think I can probably divert, instead of making that much wool, I'll probably just make the flour again because, well, wait, is there anything? No, there's no wool-based food. Never mind. It's fine. Right. Oh, but there's berries over here. Maybe I could make a berry farm. I wonder if my people would like that. So farms automatically regrow crops, right? If I put a farm right by this berry field, or do they need farming tiles underneath?
Nope. So the advantage there is you can start. You don't need to plant the berries first. They're just ready to harvest, and the farm will harvest and regrow. So it gives you a head start.
Okay.
Once they're all picked, they will replant. But then the key is they won't grow back as fast unless they have farm tiles underneath them. So I thought that was kind of a good balance between rewarding using natural resources, but also saying, well, then you also want to farm them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that idea. Let's see how many people are collecting wood. Okay, I ran out of stone. I couldn't even build a farm. It was disgraceful. It was horrible. So, but I think it's just plain berries are worth quite a lot on tier... Where is it? There they are. They're tier 3. Wow. It says flowers worth 4, berries are worth 2. I wonder if they cost anything to produce. I'm going to find out. Let's see. I think I got my stone ready.
So there's a question in chat about, should the workers get paid or taxes and all that stuff? And there's a couple of interesting things there. So at one point, I'm kind of thinking, okay, well, if you have to pay the workers and then they would pay you in taxes, that's coin income out and coin income in, and let's just call it even. We'll just pretend they get paid and they pay taxes. I know when you're really even out in the real world, but it's like you don't need to think about that level of detail. Like that's not quite the level of management I wanted.
Yeah.
And you can just say, well, they're getting paid, and you just don't worry about it. And then the other part of it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of the things in the world of Factory Town is there's no electricity, there's no gasoline or oil, and I kind of wanted to create this fictional universe that's a little bit freed of modern technology and modern stresses in some ways, right? So kind of create this like idyllic village. So like, not that being paid is idyllic, but the idea of like taxes and like or just like stressing about like that level of economy detail to me felt like I'd rather abstract that away and focus on just the building, and then and just tech that's all wooden and stone and stuff like that, and magic, right? So it was kind of a thematic decision as well to not have wages and taxes and police or obviously any of that stuff. So
sure, I agree with that. I like that philosophy because I think a lot of games try to do too much, and I feel like this game is very much about the spaghetti of like getting stuff from here to there, and I think that kind of an economy might be just too complicated, but too complicated in an unfun way, if that makes any sense. Because I love the building in the game, and it is nice to have an economy just because of what people need and what they're going to pay for and the challenge of the game. But I want to just build stuff, really. That's the fun. That's really where the game shines, I think. So
I think that's exactly how I approach it is, to me, this game is about moving stuff on belts and chutes and trains. And if there's a mechanic, I wouldn't add a mechanic that doesn't in some way lead to more conveyor belts, right? Like you need a reason to build conveyor belts.
I love that. Yeah.
And like having to worry about taxes doesn't really, it's not in the service of this goal of building conveyor belts. So it's like kind of how I'm approaching like with this kind of focus. I should call it like build a conveyor belt game, right? I could have just easily called it that as the title, and it's kind of the same idea.
Oh man, my coins are dropping. I want to see if they're slightly going up because of the berry thing. Yeah, I guess they are. I love this new chart. This is great. Oh, you can even see the data points. That's awesome. Okay, but I think I still need to make some flour because we're spending money on wood here and stuff. Yeah. Let's see. But I'm torn because I'm not torn because we can use this wool. We can make wool elsewhere, and we don't really need a ton of fertilizer. So maybe I should just wait. What are better? Let's look at eggs versus flour in the market. What's going to sell for more here? So flour is 4, and eggs are 2. So I think it's definitely better to have flour. Okay, let's make it, and it's less production chain as well. Select recipe, flour. Okay. All right, now I gotta get workers. Okay, so you don't have a job anymore. Sorry, guy. You've been unemployed. Suffer onward. Life is worse for you. There we go. There we go. Nice. Okay. All right, and I should actually start building a little bit vertically because I wanted to show people kind of like how that works if we, because we can make on the ground houses, but it's also nice to build like up into the air, and I think that shows off the building pieces, the ramps and the arches and stuff really well. Okay, so I'm gonna move these other houses. I don't know if I might have upgraded them, so I'm gonna definitely move them instead of deleting them. So okay, if you upgrade a house and then you delete it, do you get the upgrade materials back?
Yes, you do now. I think in earlier versions you didn't, but now you do.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna.
And I have my the artist is working on whose name is Sketching Sands on Twitter. Who I definitely want to give a shout out to her because she does amazing stuff. And then an artist called Metkus did the building art. But I'm having Sketching Sands do new versions of the houses so that they look different as you upgrade them. Because right now they look the same whether they're level 1 or 5, and obviously they should be more impressive and look cooler, and so you could actually tell which ones you've upgraded and not. So that's coming pretty soon.
Let's see. Oh, which one do I take off? Okay, I'll do the conveyor belts off. Okay. All right, so how do I want to do this? I wanted to like have a little bit more room than I had on my last one. I'll just delete some of these roads and stuff. Maybe flatten. I think I have to delete the road before flattening. There we go. Can I? Hello? No. Yes. Aha. Yay. Okay, good, good, good. Now, does flattening cost money now? Just sort of?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was another interesting thing is before when you had infinite coins, flattening I think costs yellow coins, but you had 1 million of them, so who cares? And then so everyone would just build these like giant flat cities. There was no spaghetti, it made me sad. So now terraforming costs red coins.
Okay, all right. So I saw them going down. That was interesting. Yeah.
And then in addition, you don't have infinite red coins. You kind of have to earn them. They're more meaningful now. So terraforming is now kind of a more deliberate decision.
Okay.
And so you're kind of encourages you to work more with the terrain and not just create just giant flat cities. So
yeah, I kind of like working with the terrain. Obviously, you can see me just like building up and down things and little bits here and there because I think it's more fun to use all the different blocks that are available. I should actually show those off. The structural blocks, we have regular blocks, which can host, you can put a road on top of them, or you can put chutes, conveyor belts, that kind of things. And then you've got the stairs, road ramps. Oh, hello, stuff. Go away, thing. I was showing something. Game too fast. We have arches, pillars, bridges, and stone walls. Oh, stone walls. Is that a new thing?
That's been in there, but it's kind of hidden. That's what people make their kind of castle builds out of.
Ah, right. Okay. They look really cool. I like this. Yeah, you could just like build little castle-y things and maybe a turret or something. Oh, that's neat. Do people like have little guards and stuff set up at the tops of the castles?
Yeah, little. So a couple questions about kind of decorative items in general, and I guess now's a good time to talk about it. So yeah, like I have a bunch of decorative stuff, either planned or already made, and I just need to fit it into the game. But it's something I really, really want to get into because, I've seen people make these amazing villages with just the kind of the flower pots and lamps, and just there's not much available now, and people are already making cool stuff. So I can only imagine if I had all kinds of different brick types, and you could different colors of brick and different materials, and you could make it becomes kind of Minecrafty at that point, right? Like you just come up with these like creative builds. I really want to encourage that. That's one of the reasons I made it kind of a blocky game, is I wanted to allow that kind of creative expression in the game. So,
oh, that's really cool.
There's definitely stuff coming, and it's a big priority for me.
Let's see how tall. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so I need to build. I probably should build bridges. Because it would look kind of weird if the houses were floating on thin air.
Yeah.
I think I did it last time with the scaffold blocks because I just wanted to see through a little bit to the lower layers. So we can try that. Let's do that again. Because one thing that's important, and one reason that I build the structures only too wide for an apartment building is you do need to access them afterward, because you gotta keep upgrading your houses as you progress in the game. So it's important to be able to see them. Okay, so let's just do this.
One of the things too in this build is originally I wanted to require that people deliver things directly to houses, because then you couldn't just mindlessly plunk them all in a big cube
like I'm doing right now.
Well, no, because this way you're planning like a legitimate layout. You have an access road. This was kind of like the infinite tower problem.
Yeah.
But people really didn't like the idea of delivering all their stuff to all the houses, and I totally get that.
Yeah, it's a lot of workers, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what I left in is that you can deliver to the houses, and you make extra gold. You're not constrained by the speed of the market. So it's kind of like an extra income source if you want to deliver directly to houses. So it's a good reason to do exactly what you're doing, which is leaving access ramps so that you could deliver to them at a later point.
There we go.
While you're building that, I can answer another question that I saw in chat.
Sure.
How did the game come to be? Which is a good question. So yeah, it wasn't from a game jam or anything. Trying to think what was like the original idea. Like I knew I wanted to build some kind of systems game, like something like Prison Architect or Factorio or SimCity or something where these kind of interesting systems that work together. But I didn't know exactly what it was going to be or why. And I think I was walking to this co-working space I use, and I walked by this series of steam pipes that were all interconnected in weird ways and splitting and joining so they could go to different meters. And I just saw that. I was like, I want to build something where you have like to route stuff through different pathways in this kind of like 3D way. I thought that was really neat. So the first prototype I made was, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the mana system in the game, but it's basically the series of overhead pipes where you're routing different elements of mana through and then to different destinations. So I had a prototype that was basically that kind of system, but again, I needed a reason for players to have to, like, why are you building these pipes and routing and worrying about throughput? And so it kind of sparked the idea of like, oh, maybe you're delivering something to houses underneath. And it's like, okay, well, why are you doing that? You're producing goods. Why are you doing that? And then eventually I just kind of came on the idea of like, oh, what if it's a town, but you are controlling the supply of goods all the way through everything, and you're responsible for making the flour and delivering it and trying to get as much flour as you can. And then later on, everything could be boosted with these magical pipe systems. So it actually started with that overhead pipe system, and then eventually kind of wound up with what's here. But it did, like I said before, it took a while to figure out exactly what you were supposed to be doing and why.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to hear about your experiences and why the game came into being and how things happen, because it's kind of funny what inspires stuff, and I think what's really interesting. Oh my God, many words, many thoughts, can't get them organized. But I know that there are so many people in my community that are actually really interested in game design. So everything that you're saying really helps them kind of like, basically what I hear you say is like, I liked this certain thing and I wanted to make it a game, and here's how I did it. And I think that's really just kind of an inspiring thing for people to kind of look at and say, wait, I like this in my life, or I like that other thing, and that's how I want to make a game. And they're going to make even more awesome games in the future, or additionally awesome game. Oh my God, I didn't mean to say more, because this is a really awesome game. I meant in quantity. There will be more stuff for us to play. So I think
that's exactly it. Is like you take something like, if let's say there's a game you like, and maybe it's a huge AAA game, but there's some part of it that really excites you, some little mini game in it, or it's like, well, I really like the shop system in this, or just like the narrative part, or you pick the one thing that really, really excites you. And then also for me, it was kind of drawing on like experiences as a kid, growing up playing in the stream and in the woods and with marble runs. It's like, okay, what could you make a game out of that? And then kind of taking that and kind of drilling into that idea and focusing on that, because you're not going to make Assassin's Creed by yourself, or even with a small team. And maybe you don't want to, right? Because someone else is already doing that, and so you want to pick what's a fun niche that I think other people are going to really want to do that no one else is doing.
Yeah.
And that can be a good place to start. Yes, I saw someone named Zokan in chat, and they're one of the people that built this like giant castle-y thing that was amazing.
Oh, wow. See, so. And I think you have a lot of pictures of those kinds of things in your Discord. Is that right?
Yep. So we've got a Discord. It's
I have actually a command. I have I think it's FT Discord. There we go. Awesome. Yay. You're welcome. I was like,
so
okay, people are gonna ask.
People can post their screenshots there, or ask questions, or just give feedback. And I'm on every day, all the time, chatting with people. So if you want to learn more about the game, or if you have a suggestion, like I totally love to hear it. So
So I wanted to show people. So I've worked a little bit on building this housing structure here. And just if you click on the market, here is how the roads go. So if the roads have a limited length, then I need to build some more staircases up this side, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So we need to, get that organized.
And that was kind of the compromise between requiring people to deliver stuff to houses, which means that you want the shortest path possible.
Yep.
But obviously people didn't want to do that. And this way it's like, okay, well, it has to be accessible.
Yeah.
In a general sense. And so that's exactly how you'd solve that. Is say, great, now I just need a new road and the problem is solved. That's
nice. I really like that kind of options and stuff, because it was actually quite silly where you just built this silly apartment block. But there we go. There it is. We have now, you can see all of the roads are highlighted there in the roads that are, actually every road isn't within range, but earlier we discussed how, it has a limited number of blocks that it could go up. So that actually limits the market unless you built a market like on the 5th floor of this building, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a thing. But
so you could still build a giant skyscraper. It just takes a little more thought this time than the tower before.
Okay, sure. That makes sense. I meant to actually have a path on the side. I may have to rebuild the staircase. So that's something that I can see blueprints being useful for. It's like blueprint this thing, this edge of the staircase, just so I can move it over one tile so I don't have to rebuild the entire thing like that.
Yeah.
That would be a nice thing. So, all right. So we're coming up with use cases. It'll be fine. All right, let's just build this. And then I think I'm going to get back to the conveyor belts and stuff, because that's where we were. I was sort of making stuff. At least we're earning some money again. We're getting this berry farm. They're like, okay, we've had our fill of berries. It's backing up now. I don't know if I need to upgrade. Oh, I do need to upgrade the houses. Okay.
So before, that market would have consumed all of those berries, and you'd probably have 20,000 gold by now, right?
Yeah.
And so that's exactly the idea of limiting the income. And now you could say, well, I still want to make berries, but maybe I'll turn them into jam. And that'll make me more coin per berry.
Okay.
Whereas before, you never needed to do that.
I wonder if I have jam unlocked yet. You need probably a kitchen for that or something.
Yeah, that's actually... jam is a very advanced item.
Is it? Oh, gosh. Okay, all right. So we shouldn't probably go for jam. Let's see. Do we have a kitchen? No, not yet. Okay, we haven't unlocked the kitchen yet. Apparently our people are just barely. Okay, select recipe. What do we need? Oh my gosh, the next one requires blue coins. Oh, no. We haven't even unlocked blue tech. Is that the healing stuff?
Yep. So that's ointments and fish oils and bandages.
Okay. Ah, here it is. Oh, I like that you put the... Oh, wait, is that store? Where is that store?
Oh, the
apothecary. Yeah.
So I think you need to upgrade your base to get to that.
Ah, yes. Okay. So that's... We need cloth for that. Oh, okay. We should have been making cloth like... Oh, I have a house. Move the house where it belongs. There we go. Nice. I kind of wish I had those lampposts. I love the lampposts. I was going to put them on the corners here. Okay, so let's build a quick cloth maker, which is the workshop.
And you have some cotton right there. You wouldn't even need a farm.
I think I have the... Oh, you're right. I have a bunch of... Yeah, I made a lot of... Silly me, there's cotton right there. But I should have made eggs or beef or something to give... Oops, not there. Go away. This way. Okay. Gonna make some cloth. I'm wondering if maybe I should... Oh, wool only is one wool for cloth. That's good. I was thinking about like here. I don't actually have any cotton over here, so that could be kind of iffy. But it shortens the production chain because I don't have to have the grain to make the feed for the animals. Okay, what do we need here? This is not going there anymore. So let's just quickly get the wool here. Thank you. Whoa, they're decimating these trees. They need too much paper. Chopping down all the forest for the paper. There's a lonely house. Oh, thank you, Gyro K. Peter. Right. Okay. Let me get another wagon, I think. Or maybe I don't need a wagon. Maybe I just need a worker. So let me see if there's any workers sleeping. I love this little chart. There is one. Look at that. Okay, guy. Hello. Somehow he got missed. No. All right. He's not lonely anymore, everyone. He'll be fine. All right, we'll take the cloth to the base. So. Very good. Awesome Hosenbigs. I hope you enjoy the game. It is so much fun. And I think I've played, I don't know, 2 or 3 series on the game. So it's something that I come back to again and again because it's just a lot of fun to play. Really a lot of fun to play. Okay, let's choose this one and then get our workshop. Maybe?
Yeah, thanks, Hosenbigs, for the purchase. That's great. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, stop by the Discord if you have any thoughts on it.
Oh, that's right. This doesn't go that way. I need a conveyor belt is what I need. I'm like, where's the handcrafting in this game?
I'm trying to think, what would be a conveyor belt? Could you make one out of just logs? Like something that's really slow,
Maybe.
but doesn't need a lot of tech, just for this kind of purpose here.
Maybe.
You could never use it for long distance stuff. But...
Yeah, I have no idea. That could be a good thing. But then why would people go to faster one? But yeah, just logs might work. That would be really low tech for sure. But you would have something. But then you wouldn't have a lot of the worker thing. And one thing that's interesting about this game is there's a definite shift between having the workers do stuff and carry things and then go fully automated. I mean, initially I forgot that you could use chutes, and I think that might be in the tips that you have at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I probably. But it's definitely a shift thing that's like, okay. But maybe having that tiny bit of automation initially would help. But I don't know. Okay,
yeah, because it's funny when a new player comes into the game if they don't know a lot about it. You know, they don't know exactly what to expect out of it. And some people see, okay, I've got worker units, so therefore it's an RTS. And they never think about automating. And then, so I've seen these builds.
Do they have all just workers?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're like, wow, the pathfinding, or like, this game's running really slow. And like, let me see, it's just like 100 wagons.
No. It's horrible.
And like, you know, they build like, you know, roads that are 8 wide so that all the wagons can get through.
Oh my goodness.
And like, you know, I don't want to discourage that kind of build, but it's more just like, oh, I clearly didn't like show them that you could do this stuff because it's probably make the experience more interesting. So
yeah, agreed. Let's see.
Yeah,
how do I want to do this? I might move this one here, or I could just move it up one or so. I'm just like, I'm like thinking of the whole, how do I want this to go? Oh, but that's a 3 chain, isn't it? Oh, it's a sneaky one. All right, we will sneak this. It'll be fine. Or, oh, I could do it the other way. Yep. Okay. So this is another thing I love about this game is like there's all different ways to play this and figure out how to do things. Let's just use up all our red coins. I'm gonna move this one here-ish. And the reason I'm flattening is just because of chutes and stuff. Okay, so then we need the lumber mill. Okay, wood, yes. Planks, yes. And then we need the wheels. Workshop. Workshop is here.
Jill Mergu's saying I could use a roller conveyor made out of logs, and I think that might do it. Like something just real slow, real basic, but you get to build conveyor belts as soon as possible, right? Which I think is
I like that idea. Yeah, I kind of miss them.
Just for these like one building to one building thing, right? Because you know that just seems silly to have a waste a whole worker there.
Yeah, especially like just one space. Now, one thing I wonder if I should do is put a barn here. So. Barns are the only storage buildings, right, that link up with the global inventory. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So, Yeah, if you've never seen this game before, I just wanted to kind of point that out. So we're going to put the barn. We're going to use the move tool prodigiously here. Okay, we're going to put this one going this way. And that one, sure. Oh no. Wait, can I just click on this and press R?
Yes. Any building you have selected, you can press R and it should rotate it right away without having to use the move tool.
Okay, so I was using the wrong I didn't unselect my my copy tool, my eyedropper tool. That's why it wasn't like functioning the way I expected. Okay, so we have planks, and here, yeah, this is where we could use another worker.
I love when that happens, when all the output from the something suddenly comes out the chute, like
yeah.
the Philippines.
Okay, so what I've done, chat, is I've put a barn here so that if the conveyor belt production backs up for any reason, it's going to show up in here. And that way we'll be able to use these planks for other construction for like the chutes and stuff like this. Oh, this worker is getting the wheels. Okay, I need another one then to take stuff from here to go to there. Because I don't think they go on chutes, right? The planks? Or do they? Okay, that's right. There we go. All right. Workers, you're doing good. It's all fine.
You wouldn't have to do this, but just in case, because this was a kind of recent change, you can have one building run multiple recipes.
Uh-huh.
So
now,
you could have
does it
one
produce like multiple things at a time though, or does it do one recipe at a time?
It will do both at the same time, but it'll distribute the work kind of evenly, right? So
it'll go
as long
slower.
As you're not. It goes a little slower, but if you're already waiting on the resource, you might as well have
that's true.
one building do both. Like in a case like this, like you could have a workshop do both the wood wheels and the belts.
Okay.
But you've already got a belt, so it's not just throwing it out there as an idea.
Okay, so maybe let's actually do that, because I think that's a good thing to show to everyone. Let's just delete this one, so we can have this worker go take stuff to here. Oh. Do I need to set the recipe first? No, probably not. They'll just be like, what are you doing? KOS. Like, really. Select recipe, and we'll do both the wood wheels and the belts. There we go. So they'll kind of put those in stock. Now, all we need is the cloth, which they could do the cloth too, I suppose, right?
Yes. Yep.
But do we want to do that? I guess this is kind of like a question of like, well then, how slow do we want it to go? And how many people are doing stuff? So this is one of like the balance things that you kind of have to look at, I think.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know. I haven't done very little math.
Oh no, I'm not asking. I'm just kind of like, it's more of like an observation of how the game makes you make choices instead of like, oh yeah, just plop, 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 and it's done. It's more like, oh no, I can do it this way, and it's gonna kind of function in a different, like there's no one right answer, and I love games with no one right answer. They're really good.
The other thing you could do in this... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
On that workshop, you could add more workers, right? So if...
True. Oh, that's right. I could add more people here. I have several. So yeah, we can upgrade the speed here. And oh my god, we actually have happiness. Whoa. I thought we'd never get to any happiness because of we're providing so few stuff here. But looks like we have fruit and veggies at different tiers. Oh, so the different tiers give extra happiness. That's good. And then we have also the general store getting a little bit of happiness going on because they are just building their train sets and woodworking projects and stuff. I'm having an awful time like, okay, how do I get cotton here? There are other resources, but not cotton. So I'm thinking like maybe I should put it over here. Yeah, might as well. Wait, does cotton go on a conveyor belt? No, I mean not on. I'm on chute. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think it does.
It does.
All natural resources.
Excellent. Okay, so if is this flat? Oh, somebody asked about grass earlier. I'm sorry I missed that. And by the way, thank you, Loxtassi, for the subscription. Much appreciated. Somebody asked about grass. They said if you delete the grass, it doesn't come back, I think. And is there a way to plant grass or?
Yes, so there's a tool that lets you cut grass and plant grass. I would love, though, to have it kind of destroy itself organically. Like if you have workers walking through it or a wagon go through it.
Oh, nice.
It kind of damps itself down until it disappears. And it wouldn't be too difficult to do that. It's just a matter of spending the time on it. Because, you know, that kind of like world responsive stuff people love. Like there was this...
yeah.
Was it Foundation?
Yes, with the roads? Pretty recently. Oh man,
yeah,
that's
and how the grass would just cut down as people walked over it. Like little details like that really make a difference. So
yeah, I agree. That's in Foundation, and also Ostriv has that as well. The whole if people walk in an area, it first sort of like cuts down the grass, then it starts to create a thin dirt path, and then as more people go, it's even thicker. It's pretty cool. It's a nice detail.
Okay, someone's also asking if I used Unity assets. The first time through, like when I was prototyping, I used an icon pack for all the goods. There might even still be a couple. Like I think that tree that you have in hotbar number 6 is one of the asset icons that I've just never gotten around to replacing. Right, so there's still a couple of others. Right now, most of the icons are custom made though for the game. You know, I'm trying to think of any other.
Oh my god, what am I doing? My brain just doesn't even function. There's cotton right here. Jeez.
Oh, I thought that's what you were doing. I thought you were...
No, I was like, I didn't even see it. I think my brain is getting a little bit stream tired here. I may have to just, yeah. Anyway. Oh, can't afford, no! And I've messed up my possibilities as well. Okay, more red coins. Feed people with lumber. Go, go, go. Actually, what I could do is I could actually transfer it from town hall, but I don't have a path at the moment for that. But I could make one. I could make a little bridgey thing. All right. So while we're generating red coins, let's make a bridgey thing. We'll just like go totally spaghetti here.
Yes.
Yay. Love spaghetti.
In terms of Playmaker or Bolt, I didn't use those. I know people that have those, so you know they're good tools. There is a funny thing sometimes with assets though, that you save yourself a little bit of time up front, but then later on when it doesn't work the way you need it to, it then costs you more time later on. But it's great for, you know, prototyping. I have nothing against assets in general. I mean, you want to build a game, that's fine. But this was a lot of, like, the navigation system is all hand coded and stuff.
It's great. That's so great. Perfect. Oh man, look at this going over this tiny bridge. It's almost too wide though for the bridge.
The wagon goes up the stairs.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Nerdimus Maximus Ultimus, for the subscription at tier 2. Wow, that is awesome. By the way, everyone, I wanted to let you know that we do have some placeholder icons at the moment, but I am getting those worked on. All the graphics for the panels and more emoticons and the sub badges, they are all in process right now. So hopefully in, I don't know, about a week or so, we should have them ready. So now we're getting more money. I can build my farm. Yay. Okay, so do I want to... It's probably cheaper to make this back to where it was. Ow! Oh my god, the red coins. Ow. Okay, all right, it'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be fine.
So I definitely need an undo button. That's another big request thing.
Is that actually something that you want to do, though? Or do you want people to, like, think more before they do stuff? Because I should have actually thought about this. I should have actually seen, okay, there's cotton there. And I was like, yeah, just, you know, get this landscape. But it's actually quite expensive when you don't do that often and when you're not producing stuff for people to buy. I should have thought about that. And it's kind of like, well, next time I'm going to think better. You know what I mean? So let's see, terrain block up, I think. 5 coins.
Could you just use a chute? I mean, you're trying to build a...
No, I didn't know if I have to modify the terrain before building the chute. Do I?
No, the chute will...
it auto...
It'll put the scaffolds right there.
Nice. Okay, but...
You do need to chop away
I do need something to... Yeah, okay, let's see. To get to here.
Use the remove resource tool, right?
Actually, I was going to just do a bridge.
Oh, there you go.
Like this over the top of it, in case I need those resources later. Now, does this like this, though? Not. Oh, it does. It is quite happy to do this. Oh, good, good, good. Oh, wow. Okay, I think you've improved this as well. That's really nice. You know what? I think I'm just going to... Oh, wow, that was fun. Okay, didn't expect that. I need this to go to this building. So... I guess we can do this and then turn it that way. Oh, that's so nice. Looks great.
Yeah, that takes away a lot of tedium from the shoot stuff, particularly getting the right angle sometimes. Like that was a lot of work, but that was
it was.
Every time I used it, I'm like, yes, that was so good.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we got a question. Will you add tunnels? Oh, this is so funny. This.
Yeah.
The icons down there.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just, for cotton, just.
Yeah, it's cotton balls after all. I mean, right. It rolls down. Oh
yeah,
my
tunnels.
God.
So that's another often requested thing. I do want to add them. The issue for me right now is, the terrain is kind of only capable of handling one surface at a time, so they need to be kind of fake tunnels as opposed to actually digging out blocks. The other thing is it's really hard to edit in 3D, which is why the game is 3D, but you're mainly kind of looking to top down on it. As soon as you're digging around inside a mountain, it gets really tricky to do. So I would really need that kind of X-ray view first, so that you could kind of flip to a top-down 2D, draw your tunnel, and stuff run through it. So there's kind of some implementation details I need to work out, but tunnels are very cool in the same way that conveyor belts are cool. So then I really want to add. People love train tunnels. I don't know what it is.
They do. It's kind of funny because you can't even see what's in there. Yeah. Okay, so it is time, everyone. We're going to add conveyor belts. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think you can't have 2 hours to get to belts. Belts should be like a 20-minute.
Well, to be fair, I didn't actually do that much building here. I've been mostly just kind of focusing on what you're saying and just really enjoying you being here and sharing with everybody all the stuff and all the things. Oh, that's perfect. First belts go. Oh no! Oh God! Oh dear! Oh dear! What have I done? No. I made a mistake. It'll be fine. Let's see if we can fix this. All right, so we need a logic block here. Do we have those yet? Oh, we do. We have a grabber. Okay, so this is costing 10 red thingy-majingies. Okay, so this is only going to grab conveyor belts. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. We can actually delete these, I think. Yeah, there we go. Trash them. Boom. And all these people are going to go home and build train sets. Bye-bye. Okay, are we getting stuff? Are we actually functioning here? Oh, this is great. So we have 4 workers working here. Oh my God, I just had a Factorio moment. I was like, wait, we need beacons to increase the speed. Oh man, this is great. Yeah, so yeah, I think, aside of the time, we had to build a lot of stuff definitely to get to the conveyor belts. So yeah, maybe adding log rollers or something would be a good thing. But man, I love conveyor belts. It's my favorite thing in the world. They are so good. This is actually producing decently. We have 12 now, and I think we can improve some of our other production. Like this person doesn't need to be here. Here, you go home. You do other things because you don't. Oh, there's another. Oh dear. Okay, so I love also that you can connect things together, like conveyor belts to chutes. That is a fun thing. Just delete all this stuff. Nice.
Someone's asking if I play Factorio. Yeah. I think I was working on this game before I played Factorio. I don't remember the exact sequence of things. Mm-hmm. But I definitely played a lot of Factorio, and I love it. I think it's one of the best games ever made. I don't think there's any question, it's phenomenal. And I think as soon as it's one of those games where you see a screenshot and you're like, oh, well, clearly I'm going to need this game. There's no, and yeah, it's super fun. I didn't get, in terms of mods, the really advanced stuff that I've seen around. I haven't gotten quite into that layer. But and I think I haven't played since they added the nuclear power, which is now been a long time. But it's, as a game developer, I tend to want to just work on this game as opposed to playing other games.
Yeah.
But Factorio is one of the games where I played a lot of. Like, it's probably like my most played game, other than the ones I'm working on. Just because it's, it's so good and it's just right up my alley. Think about it.
Yeah, it does have that effect on people, I have to say.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can build another worker. We need a wagon. Apparently we need to take cloth over here because people need their houses. They need drapes for the houses.
Yep. Yeah, I might have a furniture category. I need another 5th category for the general store, and I'm trying to think where. Got clothing and supplies, but like some kind of home furnishings.
Oh. Wow, apparently my base is full. This is not convenient. Oh dear. Oh. Okay. All right. That was kind of unexpected. Because it seemed like in previous versions, the base had a lot of capacity. Okay, let's just add this maybe here. Oh god, this is starting to look very random. There we go. Cloth coming out. Cloth in barn and upgrade the base. Okay, so this wagon doesn't need to exist anymore. Okay, this is lumber guy. There we go. Upgrade. Yay! Ooh. Increased houses, more stuffs.
I do love that step of when you first get the belts and saying, oh great, now I can like take this out and this out and this out, and it feels like you're just like house cleaning or streamlining. Like that's a really fun moment in the game.
Yeah, it is. I had just one as I'm playing here, I'm kind of like one of the things that I have done is like I press Q, which is I rebound the eyedropper tool. I think it might have been C for copy or something like this. But anyway, if I press that again on something else, it immediately picks it up. But usually what I like to do is just press the eyedropper tool to, have the house and then unselect anything. But I have to do that on just the plain ground. So I'm wondering if that is a function that you could maybe add of like pressing the eyedropper tool again just clears it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally.
So,
although as long as you're on plain ground, because if you were on like a road, it would think you want to copy the road. But
well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm trying desperately to clear my cursor, and it's like, oh god, it's keeping, and it's like, oh okay, you have to be on the ground. Okay,
great idea.
Let's see. Wow, we need to do other stuff. But how are you feeling at the moment? Are you I actually, this is how long I plan to have the stream today. But how are you on time, or are you wanting to continue, or what do you think?
Yeah, I'll hang out for a bit longer.
Okay.
My
sounds great.
My wife has the kid at a park right now, so I have
oh, this is great time.
House right now, so I'm happy to chat and hang out.
Awesome, that's great. Okay, so let's figure out what we need to do next. We probably need to sell these people more stuff, I think. We needed to get to the apothecary. I wonder, did that get unlocked, or did we get more research for this? Let's find out. Let's see. Oh wait, medicine is red coins here, but we need to have base level 5. All right, they want more stuff. 250 red coins and 40 iron plates. Okay, so we don't have any iron plates yet. Do we get to sell any of the iron stuff? Probably. Oh, they take paper, stone brick, leather. Oh, they take wool too at 2 red coins apiece. Shirts, shoes, gears. They'll even buy conveyor belts. These people know what they want. Can you imagine all these people having like tiny little conveyor things in their houses, just to like?
I can actually.
Like, hey honey, can you put a plate of food on the conveyor belt? I'm in the TV room. Just shove it on the conveyor belt. I'll grab it at the end.
They're all like mini MacGyvers or.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh wow, axes and pickaxes. Well then, they're actually
Did you ever watch Wallace and Gromit?
I know of some of the things. I know the train one, the meme that goes around, but I haven't otherwise seen it.
It's like claymation animation, and Wallace, a doofus, but he's an inventor, and so like when he wants to get like tea or jam, like there's a giant kind of robot conveyor system that.
That's nice. Okay, so do I need... I guess mines are not unlocked yet, or forges are not unlocked either. How do I get this? We need metallurgy. How do we get that? I am trying to... Let's see. Do we have this? Oh, here it is. Oh, somehow I missed it. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to quickly research this. Well, quickly is a relative term. It will be fine. But I have tons of workers. I could actually put people in here to research it faster. Well, you know what? I'm going to, because it takes 100 papers, books, things.
One other balance change I made, because I wanted to kind of focus people on the happiness component. So happiness provides a production speed bonus to all your buildings, but the school, it's tripled. So if your school's taking too long to research something, the solution is to look back at your markets and say, okay, could I get myself up to 10 happiness, and then I get like a pretty decent boost on my school.
Oh, that's cool.
Note that I don't really explain that anywhere in the game. It's like very hidden. There's a lot of that stuff, but that's the idea.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I think I'm gonna get a forestry and just have these people like go home and do their things. Let's see, is this tall enough? That's one of the things that I have a hard time with is like the levels of the scenery. Like I can't tell if this, I think it is the same. Now that I see the grid, actually that's quite useful, that grid. So it is like one tile or one thing up. Okay, that's good. I was wondering about that.
Yes, that's something, like the grass is a nice environmental thing, but it can
makes it
hide
hard to see.
The height.
Yeah.
That's something I, either like maybe when you're building something, the grass is just temporarily hidden, so that you have the nice visual effects.
That's a great idea. I like that idea, that it would be temporarily hidden. Okay, so what do we want to do?
Shader tricks too, so that things that are totally flat will like shine differently, so that you could just very easily know like, oh, this is a flat area, and it's 1 unit high, that kind of.
That makes sense. Okay. Oh, I know what I could do. Instead of, we're gonna do some major spaghetti here. We're gonna de-wagonize this area. I am now making up words that are very interesting. Okay, conveyors can go over, and it's better for chutes to just go this way. We'll have a little... I need a splitter here, I think. Let's see. Let's use the logistics blocks. It is a splitter. There we go. Oh no, I can't afford it. Red coins. No, people start building train sets. It's time. Go for it.
So here's where, like, if you click on your production chart, you could see what's... I'm not actually sure. Oh, it's probably the research that's eating up your red coin. Because I don't think you have any other recipe that would...
Ah, yes. That's probably exactly what it is. Okay, yep. 74 times 2 is 150 red coins.
So
let's just unselect this for now, because...
Yes.
Or, you know what, Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to point this out. In the production chart, there's a very tiny pause button on each coin icon. Ooh, so instead of trying to track down, like, which building, and then you take workers away, which messes you up, like, you can just pause that. And then
that's pretty awesome.
Red coins. But I think ultimately, I don't want to have people have to worry about that. Like, when you build, you should just be able to build. That's why I took coin costs away from most buildings. But placing logistic blocks, you're very often low on red coins like this. And it's just not fun. It takes you out of the flow. So I'll find some solution to that. Like, maybe you create some, like, essence that you then build with the logistic blocks. So you don't need to worry about your coins when you're putting splitters and grabbers. Because, as you can see, it just kind of slows you down.
Yeah. But I really like that you've added these production things here, because that's really good. So this pauses the buildings that eat the coins, right?
Yeah.
But not the ones that generate?
Correct.
I assumed? Okay, great.
Red coin.
All right, so if we click on this, it won't go because it's paused, or it shouldn't go. Let's see. Did I think, oh no, it didn't light up last time. Okay, so that's why it wasn't, because I had already turned it off in the school. So, okay, so these people, you're out of a job. Have a nice time. Go build more train sets. We need you to do that. It's a very important part of our economy. All right, good. Oh, this is great. Okay, so we're going to have some wood happening here. Life is better. It's going to split between these 2 lumber mills. I don't even know if we really need 2 lumber mills, but we'll see. We'll see how much in the tree category we get here. Right now it's a little bit too slow. So if I add more trees here, is that going to increase the speed of the forester?
Yeah, so that changed a bunch over time. Right now it won't change the speed, but trees do take a while to grow back. So eventually you might reach a point where the foresters chop down everything. You're waiting for it to regrow, and it's not putting out any wood.
Okay. Okay.
But you don't need to worry about that for a while.
Okay.
And
okay,
I think
so
you need tree planters anyways.
Yeah. We need the wood, which we're trying to get through other means. I guess I could maybe even remove one of these places like this and just get the conveyor belts going from there. If I do this, no, it's not smart enough to do that, but it's fine. Okay, let's see if we can get our other menu. I think if I just add a bridge block, it should work. Yeah, I think that's enough clearance for logs. I actually kind of find that really fun, the whole like, oh, will it clear it? I don't know. It might. We'll see. Oh, wait, we don't need this.
This is another good use case for blueprints because, throughout the course of a game, you're going to build 24 of these little archways. Yes. And that should just be a block, that does all this for you.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, there we go. Looking good. We can do this one, rotate it, and then add the conveyor belt. I love this tool. I was like, wait, I should look for the conveyor belt on my hotbar. No, I don't. I can just press my eyedropper tool and it will be there. It will be fine. Oh, wow. This might even be too slow. How much is stored in here? Okay, so now it's slowing down. All right. Because I was like, wood is backing up. This is not ideal. Let's see if this can handle this. This is at 120%. 4 seconds. This is one every... Okay, so one of the things that I would like to see, and I feel like would make it easier for players to like understand the game, is the whole speed 120%, but then wood takes 2 seconds to do stuff. Is that something that you would think about, like auto calculating the time it takes to produce one wood? Is that something that you might want to add to the game? I mean, I would love for you to add it to the game. Okay.
I think I'm just trying to decide if it should just show in that, because the recipe shows it's kind of raw ingredients, but the time is a bit modified. So I'm trying to think if I should just show it in the recipe part. I mean, you can let me know. Like, would you like to see it on a hover, like a tooltip, to show you like the real production time, or do you want to see it right in that bar?
I personally would like to see it right in the bar. Chat, what do you think about this? Because it's important. I know a lot of you play Factory Town already, but I understand the whole thing because it's very kind of like Factorio-like, where it does show you how many seconds. But I think what would be best, like from my point of view, is somehow combining the speed with the time so that people don't have to ask, okay, is that the real time or do I need to multiply it by that speed? I think that's the question that needs to be solved. Because I look at this and like, oh, do I need to have multiply it by 120 speed on top of it? Or by clicking the workers up, I see this time change to like fewer seconds. I think that might even be better, the fewer seconds, like shown right there. I mean, that would be my preference anyway. Okay, so this is needing wood. Okay, so it can't support 2 things, but we can make another forestry. Oh dear. Okay, now we're cooking. Good, good, good. Life is now better. Oh, we need to turn it back on. That would be useful. Ooh, research, nice. Production thing. Let's unpause this here. And we have a question for you. If you're going to add first-person perspective mode.
Yeah. Maybe. Like it wouldn't be too hard to do. It's just a matter of teaching people, like adding the control and the graphics. A long time ago when I was prototyping, I created a video where I had a minecart loop, and then my editor attached the camera to the minecart, and so you're kind of following the minecart up a hill and then goes around the corner and then down a steep slope. It kind of had a roller coaster feel.
Oh,
so
cool.
I think adding that first person mode would be a really you could have some fun roller coaster builds. Particularly if you add it, you could attach it to a piece of grain maybe, right? And so then you follow the grain as it goes down this giant chute and to a building. So
wow.
Then there's a question what happens when the grain building? Does the camera just reset? Does it jump to another piece? So there's some weird questions there, but I think it would be a really fun. You want to create these cool things that people want to share, and I think you would get some really fun videos out of that. So.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. I would love that. I kind of saw that in, so Anno 1800 has, I don't know if you've seen it in the game, but it's kind of fun. You just walk around and look at stuff. But if you had roller coaster-y things in this game, wow, that would be so cool. Oh, and I could just have a free walk, right? So not just attaching, but just here you are walking around your town, and all of a sudden your buildings are. That would be. I think that would be good. I can imagine if you were sort of in the body of a worker and hopping all over the place. I think that would be quite horrible.
Get
a little bit
motion sickness.
Motion sickness, exactly. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's good.
It might be cool too. So I have this kind of tilt shift thing going to make it kind of look like a model town. So maybe in first person mode, it does a weird thing. So you're actually as tall as a building.
Or wow.
Mirrored, so then you're kind of walking around looking down at this small group of tiny little Lilliputian workers. I don't know. So yeah, just throw some options there, but there's some cool stuff there.
That sounds nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna change these workers, get them back home so they can do stuff.
Yeah, Godzilla mode, exactly.
Godzilla mode.
Maybe that's how if you want to destroy a building, Godzilla.
Oh my, that would be most interesting. Wow, that would be kind of horrible. I guess you could just start over that way, if you wanted to do that sort of thing.
Someone asked if there's a quick way to see how many workers are in each building, and there isn't, but I definitely want to add that because that is a huge. You should have this building overview to see, okay, why do I have 5 workers in this building that's not producing anything? That kind of information.
I like
should
that.
Be available to players.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
yeah, exactly. You play SimCity and you just okay, I'm done with this.
Indeed. Spawn all the disasters. Yep. That was the thing. I remember that. I hated doing that though because I was no, my beautiful city. So I'd always, of course, save before I did it. But oh wow, we have already barn is filling up. It's still cooking though. But one thing I want to show you, everyone, is you can upgrade the barn, and look what happens. We have 50 in each stack. We upgrade, and now we have 100 in each stack. I love that. And you can do it again. How far can you upgrade the barns and things?
I think five levels.
5 levels?
They, of course, take more expensive resources each time.
Okay, that makes sense. But because I remember, I didn't build any mega bases or anything or mega cities, but I had 4 barns just for conveyor belts because, it would be nice to have, I needed that much stuff because I like conveyor belts.
Yeah.
Okay, these people, I think they need a stone chute. I wonder if I should probably do the metallurgy at the moment to get that working because I think I got access to the forge and stuff. So let's see, what do we need for that? I think we need iron and coal, those 2 items. This is very tasty over there. I wonder if I should, wait, how much does it cost to buy stuff? Let's see, 1,000 to get a new area. I'm looking at this, I'm I could never get down from this mountain with this amount of red coins. I'm gonna have to start selling belts to my people, I think. Or something. This might be a good spot here.
You could. You've got a lot of belts. You got a good there.
Now that's something that I would like to see. Like, I would like to... So if I have this barn with belts in it, I would love a way to control... even hoarding. Oh my god. I would like a way to control, like, I want a minimum number of belts in a barn. Like, but is that possible through logic blocks? Can we already do that? Because I mean, I haven't played a lot with the computing thingy-majingies and all that stuff because I'm not a programmer, so I haven't really gotten into that. I guess probably what I would do, maybe this is the solution, is you have a barn and you have a splitter here at the workshop, and part of it goes into barn for sale and part of it goes into barn for the general supply. Would that be the best way to solve that? Okay.
That's one way to solve it. You could use the computation blocks. So what I think you could do is set up a inventory sensor on the barn, and have it go to something that compares the value to say if it's greater than 20.
Okay.
And then hook that up to a grabber, so it activates the grabber if the value is over 20, and then it puts that on the conveyor belt or moves it somewhere else, and then it goes to the market. So you could do something like that if you wanted to really automate a town. But I think that's also like a very common use case where I could just add that as something. You know, it seems reasonable that the barn could just have a limit. Each item slot is like, yep, I want to reserve this one. Don't use this in my shared inventory. Don't take it out if you're a worker. Just keep it in the barn, like that. It's like I could do that. You know?
Okay,
but if you really wanted to, you could do the advanced stuff.
I mean, I think what I've been doing even in the past is like I have 2 of these setups, you know, one for sale and one for selling. But I mean, at some point, you know, stuff backs up and it's like, why do I have all of this stuff? Because it's, you know, just using more workers. So I think that would be an awesome thing, that if you could simplify that for people who don't want to use like the really advanced kind of things. Yeah.
There's this fun, like in game design, there's this like choice between, you know, making things like, you know, I want to encourage people to use these kind of advanced features, but there's also like, that's just a quality of life thing that you just kind of want.
Of course. Okay. I'm going to prepare to sell conveyor belts. It will be fine. Okay, go here. Oh. We don't need to do this. I probably can just get the conveyor belts. Nope, go away. I think I took... Oh, no, they're there. Thank goodness. Can I do this? Oh, no, we have to go down with conveyor belts, I think. Oh my god, I'm clicking the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. And then we can just reverse them. I love that part. I really love that you don't have to like remove the belt or rotate it. You can just like click it the way you want it to go. So handy. There we go. Nice. Now then, there are all these people doing stuff. Come on, people, get out of the way. Let's see if I can get okay, so I do need to get these guys off. Okay, I think that should be good enough to get the conveyors this way. There we are. Let's kind of click them from tower to tower here. Oh, I love this. It's so nice. Oh my goodness. I remember the early versions of the game where you couldn't do this. I remember that. Oh, this is so nice. Thank you for working so hard on this so that it actually really works well. It's so good. Okay, and they look like they're able to go under, so that's okay. They seem happy enough. They're just like, I'll just duck my head or not, whatever the case may be.
Just teleporting through it.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to get... Okay, so let's do the barn thing and just reserve... Since I don't have access to those logistics blocks yet, let's go ahead and just use a splitter. And what you can do to actually control it, I guess, is just have one stack here and put the rest for something like, I don't know, berry cake. That's fine. So that it never puts more than you want. But I don't want to do that. I want to just sell... No. How do I... Nope. Oh dear. Ah, this way. Okay, there we go. I was like trying to click it, middle click it, right click it, thing click it.
Yep.
Okay.
This also should be something where you should be able to just disable an item slot, with one. Shouldn't be this involved. But yeah, that's how I do it too. Exactly. I sign it to some ridiculous thing like cake. Like, I won't have any cake to fill this up.
So do I need to have... Okay, I guess... Can I have a grabber and a splitter on the same block? Or do I need to have... No. Okay. Let me move the barn then. Oh my gosh, that was great. There's still stuff in here. Ha! That's great. Sorry, that's very exciting to me. I'm like, we didn't... what do you call it? Didn't delete all the stuff accidentally.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so here we need to have our splitter block. No, can't afford. Okay, let's pause production again. This is great. I like this idea. It's like every time it gets 2 coins, we use them. I can see this here on the graph. That's so funny. Okay.
Well, the conveyor belts should help a lot with that because they're worth a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we need to... Yep. Oh, and so if anyone is new, conveyor belts can go uphill and down. So that's why we need them here. And also conveyor belts can only be transported not on chutes. So they can go by other means, but not chutes. How is this doing? Oh, yeah, we have tons of grain here. I wonder if I should divert some of this to another grain mill and just send some to this pasture. No, they already have tons of cotton. Oh, wait, it's because somebody's not delivering cotton. That's why. Let's go and get a worker. Let's see, bee workers. Oops. Oh my gosh, you can left click that too. Nice. The wagon's working. What am I doing? I should be... I guess I could do both inputs on conveyor belts as long as I make them different on both sides. So if I pause the game here, go to F1, we're gonna... Okay, worker, sorry, you're out of job again. Sorry I gave you false hope for outside the home employment, but it'll be okay. Let's see. Oh, go to B. There we go. Our logic blocks. Grabber. Can make 2 here. Wait a second. No, this way? That way? I think. Coming out of the building. There we go. And we're going to choose our fertilizer. I think. Is that what it is? Yes. Fertilizer and wool. Okay, so let's choose that one there, and that should work, I hope. There we go. Barn filling up. Life better. Okay, this wagon is out of a job as well. So we can now put the wool going this way. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, wait thing. Oh my goodness. I always have to remember to pause the game. It's like, yeah, no, I don't want you to do that, but it's okay.
So that's a question, right? Like a lot of people, like that's clearly a problem. And people are wondering if should the grabber be disabled when you first place it, because usually you want a specific item.
Yeah.
But I could see a couple times like that might be very confusing for new players.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a hard thing, because they might use a grabber just to grab out of the side of the building, as I've done here. But then the building might hold only one item, and so they're like, why isn't this working? And they might not see the whole thing like that. I wonder, unless you could like proc a tooltip the first time you used a grabber or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. There's a lot of that stuff in this game of like, okay, what, like, I don't even know what the right thing would be. Like, I'd do it, but there's just so many things to consider.
Yeah. Oh, wow, we've run out of animal feed. Okay, so I guess I need to make another green mill. Can I... Oh, I've run out of... Wait, what was I using the red coins for? I've completely forgotten. Oh, this splitter. That's right. Okay. All right. I was like, wait a second. We were waiting for red coins. Now we have mountains. I'm like, hey, let's flatten this area. No flattening. We'll be out of red coins again.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay, let's just do... It's logistic blocks. All right, splitters. There we go. And then we'll have the Sawan going that way. Okay, so we'll split it between what we're using and what we can sell. And we'll put the sell ones in this barn here. But let's see. I'm wondering... Looks like we're really short on wheels. And I think that's a plank issue. Okay, let's just get these conveyors all the way down here. This way, please. Thank you. Boom. Oh, God, that's so easy. I like that. Oh, my goodness.
Because, yeah, before you'd have to place all those little ramp scaffolds, you'd figure out, where do I need a ramp? Yeah, it's a huge pain.
Oh, yes. And then the grass would, like, do I need one there? And, like, these kind of weird blocks, the, like, diagonal slopes, those are the hardest, I think, to deal with. Okay,
so there's this, I want to talk about this like funny like mental state that that I think this game gets you in. Like I don't know really how to describe it other than kind of like a stack management type thing. So like let's say you're around your house and like, okay, I need to, you know, pick up this one thing. Like, oh well, when I do that, like, oh now I needed paper towel. Like, oh, we're out of paper towels, so let me go in the back. And like, okay, well now this is disorganized. And you work your way through this step of like, you build up this set of tasks that are all dependent on the one before it, and which can be a bit stressful. But then when you find like, okay, got the paper towels, cleaned up the thing, went back to the thing, and it's like you work your way back through the stack of tasks that you had to do, and then that feels very rewarding because like I cleaned out the stack. And I think a game like Factorio has that too, where you're like, oh well, I need more iron. So how do I get my iron? I got to go over here. Well, they're on those biters, so I got to build the lasers. And I think this, like, that was something I really wanted in this game, and I feel like that just happened with the splitter, because it's like, well, I need a splitter. Okay, well, that means I need red coins. How do I get red coins? I got to build the conveyor belt.
Yep.
So like, how do I get that? And then when you finally work your way all the way through, if you remember what you're doing to start with, you're like, oh, yes, I got that splitter. You're like, my stack is clean. I feel...
Oh, my goodness.
Like I accomplished something. It's just these little micro victories that are... I don't know. That's what I think of whenever I play.
Oh yes, I feel that very much too, and I love those kind of production chains. It makes the game really, really fun to play, and I think it more interesting as well. I mean, I think there are people who love this kind of like problem solving game that it's fun to connect the buildings to each other. And get the desired resource. I think I must have sold some conveyor belts because man, I have 95 red coins now. Oh, there's one. It's hard to see them on the little conveyor on the conveyor right there.
Meta.
Oh my God. Cute.
Yeah, that's great to see.
There we go. Okay, so we're getting some money. That's good. I've been playing with Avon, Pyanodon Industries, and it is like oh my God, you really need there's a mod called To-Do List, which you like literally make yourself some notes in the games in Factorio, and Pyanodon is like the most complicated mod pack ever. And you start off with one thing which needs 5 different chains to get to that one thing. And it's like, huh, where was I? What was I doing?
And you can overdo that, right? Like if it's too many steps away, then it's like, I can't keep track of all this, but like just the right amount, and it feels very satisfying.
Exactly, Avid. Oh my goodness, yeah, we're having so much fun with that mod pack. It's just crazy, but it's like taking the whole production chain to an extreme. But I think, you know, your game is so accessible for people, and with modding, oh my god, I can't imagine the production chains that people are going to come up with, you know, in that. Ooh, that's very exciting. Let's see.
Yeah, well, like
how
one
much
thing in this game, that I want to fix, like, it feels like the production chain is a little bit flat. Like, there's a lot of different things you can make, but each of them only require like 3 or 4 steps. Once you get into like the magic stuff, that can be a bit of a long chain, but you know, you compare it to, you know, everything is compared to Factorio, right? For good reason, and like
of
that
course,
has like insanely long production chains, and that can be really fun. And I think first building the game, like I didn't really know, you know, because a lot of the stuff is kind of low tech. Like, how many steps are making a plank? Like, you can't have 30 steps there. But I could see someone with a mod that like doesn't really care thematically. They're like, I'm going to make a candy factory or an automobile factory, whatever, right? And like that would have, you know, very long production chains. And I think that's something that the game is probably missing and could very much be solved with mods and or just custom workshop recipes, that kind of.
That makes sense. Okay, I think what I'm just gonna have to move the whole thing and get down to business here, flattening this a little bit. We might even take this off. Okay. And I think it's funny with Factorio, it kind of started this whole sort of a genre of games. I mean, maybe there were other games before, like maybe Anno was one of the very first kind of production of stuff game. Oh no, we have hills. But I'm really excited for the advent of these kinds of games, because I think, and I feel like it's part of the whole. Oh my god, how is this happening? Oh, okay. I feel like it's, you know, part of the whole interest in making math and science really accessible to people, like young people. I feel like, I mean, when I was in school, it was like, oh yeah, math and science are really too hard for anybody to understand. So it was kind of a not cool thing. But nowadays it feels like it is very much cool to do this kind of stuff. And so I feel like, you know, games that have these production chains and logic blocks and all of that. What is this? This is interesting. Is that valid? I feel like, oh yes, it is. Well then, okay. Yep. That's funny. But I feel like, you know, that really kind of builds into it, and it makes, I guess it makes us more, I don't know, what do you call it? Interested in those kind of things, and it makes people be able to like have interest in programming and build interest in that as they're doing stuff.
Yeah, and I think people are, you know, when they come across something like that, a lot of a game's popularity is driven by word of mouth. And so if it's something cool, but people like are like, oh, this is really nerdy, I don't want to talk about it much, like it's it could like inhibit its ability to spread. But I think these days, like, people like get really into niches, and they're like, oh well, this is just, I love factory games, or I love, you know, whatever, you know, small niche of a game. And so that helps it spread. And the other good thing about targeting a niche is, like, people that like that thing, like, they know right away that they like it. You know, you don't have to convince them that this is you know, there's an interest kind of built in already. So yeah, there's been a big resurgence of factory games, and I'm sure it's Factorio related, right? Because they're just so many people play.
Indeed. I guess like, they could have done.
Voxel Tycoon is looking good, and
I have my eye on Voxel Tycoon. I'm really looking forward to that one. That one looks like a lot of fun, because it's got all the vehicles and trains and bits and pieces like that and stuff. That looks really like a lot of fun. Okay. Let's just conveyor belt this. There we go. Just put a grabber on the end of this thing. I'm hoping that I'm actually gonna get some money soon and be able to afford stuff, but the research is really expensive. I don't even know if I need railways, to be honest. I think I should have picked something else, probably.
Oh, well, railways earn you mines, so...
Ah, that's right, mines, okay.
That is helpful, obviously.
Ah, nice, nice, nice. That's right. That's a good idea.
And I also wouldn't bother with steam power because it's really broken right now. It just, like, doesn't work, so...
Right.
You can ignore it.
Okay, I'll ignore the steam.
Oh, this is like, could you sell some stone bricks or something?
Oh, you're right. That's a great idea. I wonder if they take regular stone, or probably should stop some of these people from, like, we're okay, guys. We don't really need that much stone. Let's delete you. Thought there was a person hiding in the forest. No. Okay, so we can sell some bricks. Oh, we have the lumber cart taking the lumber, I think, right, from this place?
Right, so you're already selling planks.
I'm selling planks and the conveyor belts limitedly. Oh, we can't sell any stone? Do we need a different building for that? Different store?
Let's see.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm just not looking at the right thing. Okay, so stone bricks are worth 1. I guess we could sell some of those. Because we have plenty of them.
But if you're already satisfying it with planks, then you're pretty...
Yeah, pretty...
You might earn a couple more because it's weird, but like the stone bricks are tier 3, so they will consume a bit more rapidly, and earn you 1 more point of happiness, but it might not be worth your, losing your production chain there.
True. Okay. Well, at the moment, I think we're only using them just for the just for storage. Let's see.
Clothing would probably do it.
Yeah, clothing would be great. Let's see if we can... Oh, shirts. We need shirts, okay? Shirts. People are going to have to wear shirts now.
Did you see the watercolor guy, his comic?
I don't think so.
Anyways,
I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry.
It's okay. This like internet famous illustrator, he drew a comic about Factory Town, and it was like, oh, my people are so happy. They have everything they need. They've got fresh fruit and clothing and conveyor belts. Like, what more could they possibly need? And the panel shows him standing there like just his butt is out because he's not wearing any pants, because there's no way to make pants in the game, which like
well,
I didn't realize.
These people might be sort of halfway medieval and they wear these long shirts, it's fine. That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
though.
Like they're all like cloaks or tunics or something. But yeah, like originally, I was like, okay, well, we need clothing, but I didn't have any reason why you would build pants instead of a shirt because of just the way the tech tree work. And now I could make it like a different tier or satisfy a different category, but I just haven't gotten around to it, so there's still pants.
Cool. But that's so funny. Wow.
But yeah, shirts would be a great now because they make a lot of red coin pretty simply. You just need.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can do that here. Getting the cotton made to the workshop. Workshop is making cloth. Cloth is making into shirts. And I guess I could even be sneaky and put it on this belt over there. Let's see. Oh, let's get these guys.
Yeah, because you're probably not going to backlog on conveyor belts, so...
No.
You could probably...
Wait, is that the right alignment? It is. Oh, good. Yay. Ah, but I need this to be slightly higher. There we go. Because of that pathway. Or, wait, or that... No, I think that counts as 1 high, right? The chute. It's not like ground level. Or
right, so you need... I usually do like a wood pillar and then an arch.
Okay. Ooh, wow, that didn't work well. Okay.
Oh, maybe that's a edge case I gotta deal with.
Okay, let's just get that better. We need an arch here for sure. Okay. Grab arch. That's one thing that's kind of interesting is like when you go over stuff, it doesn't automatically put an arch where there's a pathway underneath it. And that would be a nice quality of life thing.
Yep.
Okay, let's do
arch. That's a great idea.
Ramps. Actually, we can just put a scaffold block here. Okay, there we go. So we don't have it going crazy weird. All right, take that one off. Oh my gosh, are people going to have clothing? This is great. Oh, wow. Okay, this is not great. Oopsies. No. Okay. Ended up with some fun stuff here. Now, if I put an arch here, is that going to be okay? I think it... Oh, yeah, it is, actually.
Yeah, that should do it.
Nice. I'll just arch it all the way out. There we go. Nice. Shirts are going. Oh no, and the cloth is going as well. Jeez. Oh. Dope. Yeah, yes. that was my fault. No. I forgot to put the grabber. Oh no. It was out the front door, so I didn't think about the grabber because I was like, oh yeah, it's only producing one. But no, it's actually producing both different items there.
This is something I want to fix though, because the game should know if you're using something as an input in the same building to not automatically put it out, right? So I think that's
Makes
a case
sense.
where I can code that to just not, because why would you ever want the cloth out there?
I can see there are people that would do that though, that would have part of the production coming out. But I think maybe it could be an option where the default option is only output like the highest level of product. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just clear these bits of cloth. There we go. Nice.
I mean, they'll sell. You could, I guess they're gone, but.
Oh, they will? Oh, shoot. I should have. So if you use the move tool, does it go into your inventory or does it go into the like Oblivion? Does it just disappear?
It goes
from
into
the world?
your shared inventory if there's space. Otherwise, it goes into Oblivion, which is not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Oh, hey, railways happened. Yo, this is great. And we can do mining and mine. I love the minecart thing. That's so fun. All right, thank you, Hose and Biggs, for joining us. Have a great evening then. So let's see. Okay, I think we have this all sorted. So that'll give us a little bit more. Oh my god, the yellow coins are... No. Okay, yellow coins are not existing. We have issues. We have serious issues. No. Okay, so we have way too much animal feed going on here. We have no grain. They're like, we had biscuits for breakfast and nothing for dinner. Life is worse. Oh dear. Okay, so what's going on with this? We have... Did I just spend too much money? Oh, you know what? Let's find out. Let's look at our production graph. Looks like it's just steadily going downward, but I'm not quite sure. Oh, here we are. Foresters, you are the problem. Okay, no more wood for anybody. Shut that down. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's great. We need to fix that. Okay, so we should look into better food production. How do we get better food? Let's see if we can look at food. No. Do we have food maybe already? Boat building. Do we have food? Oh my. Kitchen? Oh, there's a new search bar. You can actually access the search bar. I read this by pressing tab, which is very nice. All right, so kitchen. Let's place one down and figure out what the heck this thing does. We can make good stuff, I bet. Oh my goodness. We have fire, which is great. I love this. Magma in a bucket counts as fuel for the fire.
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Counts as a lot.
Yep. Okay, so bread. Ooh, bread is very nice. Okay, so it's going to sell for 12 coins if we get the bread going with the flour. We got fish. Ooh, cooked fish. All right, but I don't have boats yet to get fish. How much does these sell for? 4? All right, it's not too bad. But I also want to just make sure that we're in the right category as well. So this is going to be grains. The fish is going to be meats. Ah, fruit juice. That sounds easy. It just needs... Oh no, it's not that easy. You need several berries. Okay. And jam.
Oh, so those are optional. So any of those will work. You don't need all 3.
Oh, you don't need all 3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird UI thing, but...
All right. Okay. That sounds probably the easiest. So let's go and make... I think we should make the fruit juice here. And then we can just repurpose this conveyor belt, because I'm pretty sure that you can't have fruit juice going on conveyor belts or on chutes, right?
Correct.
That would be kind of silly. But we can, let's see, just take this chute and rearrange it this way. Nope. There we go.
So I think it might not go into the red arrow section. There you go, yeah.
There we go.
Perfect. So what is happening here is something that I really would happen, right? So like you're building the town, you're doing research, and then it's like, oh, my coins are too low, and now it's like, okay, now that's a new bottleneck. How do I solve that bottleneck? And it's like, oh, well, now I need to increase the quality of the food, right? Which is exactly what I was hoping. Like before this, players didn't have to worry about this kind of thing at all, and I think it was like a big wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
And so, like, although it is this kind of moment, like, oh no, where's the coins? Like, eventually, like, exactly what you're doing is like, oh, well, now I'll use what I've built and I'll incrementally improve it, and now I've got more.
Yeah, because I was focused on other stuff. Okay, let's make conveyor belts, let's make other stuff. And then it's like, wait a second, oh my God, we have no money. Yeah. We need to fix this. And it's so funny because I have these moments where I'm playing Factorio. It's like, oh my God, there's no iron. Hooray, we get to build stuff. No, because it's fun. It's like, okay, let's figure out how do we increase the production and where do we get stuff. And I really love that there's these, more complicated chains to go through, because sometimes in Factorio, it can get a little bit samey, where you're just doing like, okay, another iron outpost and another and another and another. But this is quite fun because there's so many different chains to look at. Wow, I'm just making these fruit juices like a beast. This is great. And they're selling for money. Yay!
It depends on like what's nearby. Like, oh, well, I have berries, so therefore I can make fruit juice. Whereas like on another map, like maybe you don't have that and you need to sell something different. So, yeah.
I'm so glad.
If I add like more biomes with more varied starting situations, like it might be very different, where it's like, oh, well, I need to go trains instead of conveyor belts because I just don't have enough cloth.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's probably what I should do, is unlock some of these other areas and just kind of like spread out a bit. This is a cool place here where, you have a lot of water. I was kind of like looking around for like making the cooked fish. I was looking for, fuel of some kind, like trees or coal, and then the fish nearby so that I could deliver the cooked fish to people as well, because that seems like kind of a fun thing. And I'm leaving the school unattended. I probably should get boats while we're looking at stuff here. Yeah, might as well. Okay, very nice. Boat building. And it's gonna cost us more coins, of course. Yep, now I should probably these take some writing supplies. Can we build anything else? Those looked kind of magical. I guess we need better buildings for those, maybe, or is it in a workshop?
But with the school supplies?
Yeah. The different books and stuff that are more advanced than paper.
Yes. So you can build excuse me. Sorry, so you can supply paper forever, but you only get one writing supply per piece of paper. But if you combine them into a book, you get more valuable. So basically get more bang for your buck if you build a book.
Here it is.
An enchanted book is even more value from that. So once you get into the later research, paper is suddenly not cutting it.
Oh, and Aurelian, I am talking to Eric, who is the developer of Factory Town, and he's been kind enough to join us today, and feel free to ask all the questions you want, because we're finding out all kinds of good information. It's very exciting. So yeah, he's the game designer. Basically, you coded the entire game yourself, and then some of the assets, like the graphics and the music, was by other people. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Okay.
but I'm also kind of, I like to say I'm kind of co-designing it with all the people in the Discord, right? So anytime I'm like, how do I solve this thing? I'll get 50 suggestions. I'm like, oh, that's a great one.
Yes. Oh, and I think it's cool that you're really listening to what people like, but you also have a vision for your game that you want it to be a particular way. But I think it's great that you're so connected with the community. And I kind of want to say also to the chat, if you want to see some awesome constructions, go over to the Factory Town Discord. Just type !FT Discord and you'll get the link in chat there. And wow, I have seen screenshots that are just amazing. Totally cool. Also, I want to say thank you to Vectros. Thank you very much for the subscription. Really appreciate that. All right, so we are taxed with making books now. Let's do that. Let's make books because these are kind of, I think we need leather for that. So that's going to be a pasture, which that's okay. This is one of the planning things that I always wonder about. It's like, okay, what is the chain of stuff? So we got to start off with a farm to get the grain. That goes to a pasture. Okay, buildings, pasture. Wait, no, it goes to a grain mill first. Aha! There are many steps in this because that makes the feed. And then we go to the pasture. Buildings. Okay. Start this going. This is so much fun, this game. I really love playing it. Okay, animal feed. There we go.
There's something funny about this game. So, like, I know we're not doing a speed run, but, we're about, at this point, 3 hours into the build. And if you step back and look at the town, it doesn't look that large. But it's very intricate, right? There's all these little pieces, and there was a lot of consideration into kind of the layout and placement of every single building. So it is funny to me, because I'm playing too, and I step back after a bunch of hours, and it's like this is like a nice, very meaningful to you, right? Like every building is has its role, its function, and I don't know. It's just funny to me how that happens with this game, how the time.
It's interesting,
away.
Yeah. It was funny because I remember when I first saw Factorio, I was immediately like, oh my God, I can't get this game because this huge base that they show on the trailer is just overwhelming. And, but once you play it and once you intricately design each area of the production chains and where everything is going, it does feel like that. It does feel like a very personal kind of construction. And it's so funny the way, well, obviously we have a ton of spaghetti here, but I love it too. It's just so great to have just everything. I think that's what I really like about the whole transition between workers and conveyor belts, because with workers, I find it kind of difficult to envision where everyone's going. I mean, I know you have the overlay where it shows the pathing, and that's awesome. But sometimes they come from either far away or two people are some people are getting trees, some people are getting rocks in the same area. But I love where we get to the actual path of the conveyor belts and the chutes and the rail lines and stuff. I think that's an awesome time of the game. And I have misplanned my water. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what we can do with... So we have a well, I think, right? To get water?
Yeah.
Maybe. Did I unlock it? I think I did. Oh, there it is. Okay. So do we still have to have a person taking buckets of water from the well to the pasture?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
So the well is interesting because it's kind of a weird structure, right? Where it just infinitely produces water.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example of... eventually I want the aqueduct type system, and that would be how you solve this. Where it's okay, I've got a pasture, it's got to be here, not near a lake. How do I get water to it? So you would find a mountain and build an aqueduct down the pasture. Okay. But since I don't have that, I need a way to get water there, so I just built the well. Now you can just have water anywhere you want, and it feels like kind of, not the right.
Not ideal. Yeah.
Not ideal. It's just not as interesting as maybe it could be, but it works.
Okay, this person is going to be perennially trapped by this. It'll be fine, though. Don't worry, everyone. We're just going to put a little conveyor belt here.
I I think you can use a grabber on a well, though.
You can use a grabber? Really?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, all right, person. Walk over there for now. Let's see if this works. I need to... There we go. Get different hot bars. Structural block. No. I need to adjust my hot bars to get all the fun stuff. No, this should be that way. Oh, you can. But it's not actually... Oh, because it's full. All right. Sorry, worker. You had a job. Go home and build train sets. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to have the fertilizer stored in here, I think. There we go. There we are. Nice. They got tired of subsisting on fruit juice. Oh, why is this not working? Aha. There's, for some reason, it doesn't want to put the... Oh, maybe it's not producing. Why? Oh, because it's paused. Why is it paused?
Oh, do you still have yellow coins paused?
Oh, I did apparently. I didn't realize it paused. Oh, I did. That's right. I did realize. Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I can definitely make that more obvious.
Right. Okay.
Big X over the coin in the top left would help.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good. Okay, let's see. We're going to put the fertilizer there. Wow, and I'm using more coins here. Whoops. All right, the rest of this is the leather. So let's pause this again and get a conveyor belt for leather, which will probably have a workshop here. This is like serious spaghetti now. This is getting really, really exciting because we like spaghetti. It's very tasty. Alfredo sauce or meat sauce, whatever you prefer. All right, well, we're going to make the... Come on, brain. You can do this. Must be here somewhere. Oh, book. There it is. It's right at the top. All right. Excellent. Okay, so now get our conveyor. Make sure we get the grabber on top of it and set that up for... Yeah, I think that's what's done in Factorios. Like when you put down a filter inserter, it doesn't grab anything until you actually set the filters for it. I know we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Let's see, here's the leather. Yay. There we go.
Sorry, my audio cut out there for a second, so if you had a question, I missed it.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just talking about the grabber, where I was grabbing the leather out of the pasture, and I was making a comment about filter inserters in Factorio, that they are, they start off being non-functional until you actually set the filter on them.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be what I need to do.
I know we were just talking about that earlier. That's why I mentioned it. Okay, so here we go. We got stuff. And then...
Excuse me 1 second.
Boom. We now have better books. Better books and pages. Okay. You're hungry now, Chaos Commander? Yeah, well, it happens. It happens. Okay, so go ahead.
Catherine, my kid just came home. Xander, do you want to say hi? Who? Do you want to just say hello?
Yeah. Who's Catherine?
This is KatherineOfSky. You want to say hello, Catherine?
Hello, Catherine.
Greetings. How are you doing?
So I gotta head out now, but thank you so much for streaming.
All right. Thank you so very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you come and play the game and all this kind of stuff. Thank you so much.
Sure. All right. Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye then. Have a great day. All right. Okay, let's get back here. Nice. Okay, so we have made stuff. Let's see what else we want to make here. And let's look at kind of food production, should we? I don't know what we need. Probably that's a good thing to keep our coin balance up, because it's going to go down. Our production there is on a downward slope because of this stuff here. not getting enough food, and we have too many foresters eating up all the stuff here. So let's go and get maybe some. I was thinking about that cooked fish is worth 4 coins. Or we could go for something even better, like fish stew or meat stew. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. Let's find out what's in the fish stew and see if we can make that. Where do we have a kitchen? Let's see. Aha, here's a kitchen we can borrow. Just look. So we'll select the recipe and see. Cooked fish is easy, but it's like, I don't know if we could get one of the stews, which is probably better. So fish stew is, let's see, cooked fish, butter, tomatoes, and fire. Wow. But meat stew is cooked beef, potatoes, carrots, and fire. Let's see, this is 15 and that's 35. Wow, I think the meat stew is a really good deal. We should probably make the meat stew. Okay, so let's find out how to make all this stuff. We got carrots and potatoes, and then cooked beef. Okay, so cooked beef is probably going to be another little setup like this. We could possibly even share the grain field because it doesn't look like it's using that much grain at the moment from this farm, even though it's running full out. So I think that's working fairly well, though this is going really slow. It needs 4 animal feed for each of these things. I probably should just have another grain mill feeding this place, but I don't know if we really need that many books. How many are we producing? Probably very few. We might even need it. Okay, so let's select a new research to do. Mining machinery, skipping steam power, because we were told that that doesn't work well. Let's see, mining is good. Let's choose that one then. We have, wow. Okay, this is probably not 21 books. I think it's just how many points we have available. KOS is all business now. Changes startling. Well, you know, it's kind of it's interesting having a guest on a stream. I feel like I really can't interact with chat as much, and I feel kind of sad about that because it's like you know, you need to really honor your guest and pay attention and also play the game at the same time. So there's a lot going on with all of that. Oops, I clicked out of the screen there. Let's see. Let's get another grain farm here. The only issue is it's on this like down slope, but it'll be fine. It should be fine. Okay, you go ahead. Oh, I forgot to ask Eric about this. So one thing I was going to ask about is like, can you copy recipes? Like I just want to like control shift click on this and like copy the same grain recipe here because that would have been kind of nice. Okay. What we could do also is we have all of this fertilizer in the barn. So we could get that shuttled over to a farm here. Like maybe I should just do that instead of putting it in the barn. That actually might be a good idea, is just to shuffle it off to these farms instead. Okay, so we're gonna take off the grabber. I'm not gonna delete it yet, because you know that's a thing. But I'm gonna get another conveyor belt here, going here. And we can have one. Let's chop down these trees with the remove resource thingy. There we go. We'll just have that one go there. Ah, wait, we can't do that. Can't quite do that, but we can do this. Get the grabber this way. Pause the game and then set those both for fertilizers. All right, there we go. And then this one as well. Oh man, I'm so excited for the changes in the game. It is looking so good. Oh goodness. Yes, I have been drinking what the bot told me to. Yeah, I think I might wrap up soon. I don't know if I want to do the whole meat production chain, but how do you guys like this game? Would you like to see me play it again on stream, or would you prefer more episodes on YouTube, or what do you guys think about that? I'd like to see what your thoughts are on this, because man, I'm having a heck of a fun time. Okay, so we need to apply fertilizer as well And then this one can also apply fertilizer. This poor thing is like not getting a lot of stuff. So let's see what we can do with making some farming tiles. And then we'll add more grain there. Let's see. Plant grain. There we go. Nice. I'm so glad you don't have to like collect grain and stuff and hoard all these things. That's much better. Oh my god, we're done drinking fruit juice. Okay, I think we might even need more people. Are we upgraded on all of our houses levels? Oh, look at this. You can mouse over and see the level. That's nice. Okay, down, down, down. There we are. Level 3s, all of them. I kind of want to redesign this thing so that there's a path on one side. Probably have to move the whole structure though, because that's not ideal. Because of the whole market. I guess I could have stairways going like this, just snaking up one side instead of like going around and around kind of thing. That would make more sense for the distance as well. So, seems odd hearing me live, Atlas. My goodness. Oh man. Oh, the money. Oh, the money drain is sad. Oh no. Oh my god. Yeah, we definitely need that stew. Let's see. Yeah, the money. It's all these darn foresters. What are they doing? They're chopping too much wood. I think oh man, I wish I had the blueprint function. That would be so much better. I think we need to redesign this thing. Okay, so let's move these houses first, and then we'll deal with them. Okay, guys, you guys gonna have a nice time in the country for a bit until we figure out those people they're very intimate in their conversations. Clearly, it will be fine. And maybe we could have the decorative stuff on the outside here. I think that would be quite nice. All right, let me just pick up these guys and see about that. We're gonna delete these blocks here because I want to have a road on one side. So, oh, wrong thing. I guess we could move the under houses later. We don't actually have to delete anything there, which is nice. So should we, I guess we should upgrade this, right? And do some stone pathing. Let's see, what do we have on our hotbars? I really need to change these hotbars around because I didn't really get a chance to yet. Farm, grain mill, forester, lumber, pasture. This is actually kind of useful. Though I don't know if I need a silo, but okay. Let's see. F1 is workers, stuff things, chutes. Probably not houses. I never ever build a house. So let's get a regular stone road on shift 4. There we go. And we will build stuff with stone. Yay. Oh, that looks fancy already. Look at that. Isn't that nice? All right. So we can go under here. Nice. Good. And the market, we're going to connect with a closer road as well. Because it's like, okay, I didn't quite realize that at the beginning of the playthrough. How that functions exactly. Okay, that's looking pretty darn good. But I'm going to have to remove this staircase, I think, because it's too far. But what we can do to keep... Actually, we don't need to keep the whole staircase necessarily. I'm just like thinking maybe I should have like a little park area here or something like that. So... Yeah, I was wondering that too, Pterok, if the, we should like come up with, with some questions to ask Eric, because I can ask him on Discord and then maybe post the answers in our Discord, something like that. That might work, so that we know. Let's see. Actually, let me write that down right now. Let me go and get my text editor, Notepad++. So what are we asking here? We're asking, do stone roads increase range like in Anno? Or market range, I'll add that. And then the other question was, oh geez, I've completely forgotten it. The one that I mentioned that I was going to ask and I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, copy and pasting production. Copy and paste production things or settings. All right, great. And I will ask him and see if that works. Okay, so alrighty. So this is what we have. Let's just put our houses in here and see how they function. And then we can make it pretty later. We don't have lamps yet, I don't think. Let's wait, like, do we have lamps? Decor lamps yet? No. No. Oh, we need a forge. And then we can make lamps. Life is better. Let's build a forge. Buildings. Forge. Hello. Alright. Shove you there. It's fine. Lamppost. Hooray. Excellent. So, kind of want to have minimal stuff. Okay, so here's where we can grab our houses. Nope. M. There we are. That one could go here. Kind of feel like having decorations on this side might be a little bit like, no, we probably shouldn't. But I mean, you could put like flower rows between the houses. Just depends how far you want to build upward. But I think this is kind of neat. I like this thought that like every level of houses is going to be a little bit different and you can tell on the upgrades. Did I miss a house somewhere? Houses. I don't see any more. Maybe they're just not there. Maybe I didn't add more? Not quite sure. Okay. Let's see. We'll just build some more. It'll be fine. Oh, look at these. Like, they're like, hey, more customers. This is great. So here is where we can have our little like gardens and stuff. Let's build out a bit. I had a weird gap originally. Yeah, I kind of put, it was a 3 house. Oh, that's right. The gap I was trying to show off the some of the decor items. I kind of wish there were like some trees that you could add as well. There are a few things, but I need to have, let's see, probably need those bridges instead. Can I quick replace these? Of course not. No, 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 no. No. There we go. We'll put these though there. And then we can use our stone roads here. Nope. Okay, that didn't. There we go. That's unexpected. Okay. I messed up on the thing there. Here we go. There we go. Yay. So we can have like a little I don't know, overhang or something. Let's get the decor. We want our lamp posts. Oh no, we need metal for this. Foiled again by the lampposts. Okay, it'll be fine. We'll get those things organized. We'll get some, maybe a couple wood benches here. And then we'll have flowers in the middle, lampposts on the ends. We could do flower planter boxes. Do we like those? They're okay. Let's see what the other ones look like. There's potted flowers. There's the big fluffy flowers, which I really like. Oh, I like the big fluffy flowers. Though these planter boxes aren't too bad either. I guess they're all quite pretty. Okay, let's just use the big fluffy ones because those are the ones that are my favorite. Okay, delete that. And all right, so we have a little sitting area there. And I think that's good enough for now. Do we have any more houses available? No. Okay, so we probably need to just upgrade those last 2 houses as much as possible. Level 4, and now we're going to have mountains of workers available to us. Looks like we need more. Wow, more coins. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. No. Man, we have so much to do. But I think I'm going to take a break because I have been streaming for a bit and I'm kind of like starting to lose my voice as well. So yeah, we're so far behind. We haven't started any mining yet. There's no, this is our first forge to get those lamp posts. And we were kind of scouting for iron, but it didn't happen. So anyway, 2 men in a horse costume. I love your name. That's so cool. How am I liking the rebalance? I really like it. It seems like money is much more useful. And I like that about the game. I need to really pause this here. Oh my goodness, such a deficit of money here. So, oh, awesome, Capdog. I hope you enjoy the game. I have enjoyed it. I don't remember how long I've been playing it. Probably close to to a year and a half maybe. But every time I play it, I really love playing it. And now it feels really like there's a purpose to like, okay, you know, red coins is what I need for terraforming. So I better not make the whole place flat. So that's why we're having this silly spaghetti like this. And I kind of like it. It's just fun. What's going on here? We're missing books because we're missing leather because we're... How's life going? There's no fertilizer. Because grain mill... Grain mill? Hello? Oh, there's something wrong here. What's going on, thing? Grabber. Fertilizer. Fertilizer. Leather. Oh, it's paused. That's why. That's why. It's coins. Yeah, that's right. Okay. One of the tricks to make more money is to create 2 neighborhoods because you're being limited by the consumption rate of the markets. That's an interesting thought, actually, because, yeah, we are having some issues with the whole, with the berry juice. Though, I think we're only providing one type of berry stuff, right? Because we stopped the actual berries. So I don't think we could actually consume any more than this. But with bread, yeah, they're missing some bread. Or are we still giving them flour? Yeah, we're still giving them flour. I haven't actually made the bread yet. Let's see. The kitchen tells us how do we make bread? Do we just need 2 flour, I think, and fire to make a bread? Hey, works for me. Maybe we should do that instead. We just need to get a kitchen here. So let's just remove this whole thing for now. Probably need to change it into a conveyor belt. Just one more thing to fix. Yes, I know. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever probably stop the stream. We might just stream like for 3 years. You never can tell. That could be a thing. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Is this gonna go on a hill? I can't... It's really difficult to tell how this is gonna... Looks like it's higher. It is 1/2 tile higher or 1 tile higher. That's okay though. Because all we need is fuel. Do we have fuel? Sort of. No? This forester's out of business. Like, nope, sorry. Can't do it. It's not a thing anymore. You cannot have fuel. We're not allowing you to have anything like this. Oh my. Now we have shirts and conveyor belts on the same conveyor. And that's not actually good. That's very bad because we can't sell the gadgets. No! Okay, so shirts are going to have to come in a different way, I think. Well, we could cut down these trees here. Let's just chop those. And then we're going to change these conveyor belt thingies to be a little bit different. Let's get our Archie bits. Yay. 2 up. And I think we're good. Okay, boom. Conveyor belts now have their own conveyor belt. Yeah, it is not usually a good idea to do that. I completely agree. All right, so if we have this grain mill outputting to here, flour can go on a chute, I think. There we go. Oh, it can't because bad things are happening, but it will be fine. Can this happen? What is this looking like? No, it definitely does not like that. Okay, that's okay. We'll just put a proper belt on here so it's not like, you know, KOS, we really cannot be doing this. And then this chute needs to be converted. What is going on here? This is crazy. I love this stuff though. It's just so wacky. All of this, like the chute stuff, and because I don't think bread will go on a chute. I'm fairly sure it won't. Can I override this? No, I can't. Okay, it's okay though. We're just gonna get it and go. There we are. Let's see. Yeah, just like in Factorio, multiplexing belts is not great. No. Aha! Yes, that's where we want to go. Underneath. Very careful mouse movements. There we go. Nice. Now we just get this side and have the non-existent bread delivered to the market. Because now they don't have fuel. They still don't have fuel. This is not great. And then we need the grabber here. Let's see. Let's get our structural... logistics blocks. Grabber. I always forget it's grab out of the building. There we go. And this is going to get our bread happening. Okay. And this is going to cook the bread. We just need fuel for this. Where do we want to get fuel? I guess we could get wood. Wood is the lowest level of fuel here. Well, except, well, fertilizer. Well then. Okay. How much fertilizer do we have? We might have a bunch, actually. Because this place stopped making... Why is this stopped? There's no... Huh? There's no animal feed. But it says there's animal feed right here. Hello? I'll try to delete one of these things. Okay. Oh, it's money, probably. No, it's not money. It isn't money this time. This is animal feed. This is making animal feed. This is coming out with animal feed. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let me see if I can change the belt height thing. Maybe that's the issue. Let's find out. Aha. Does it work? Please. No! It didn't work. It's blinking red. Missing input ingredients. Okay. Animal feed. There it is. Unless it doesn't like that it's going in the interest. Okay, it's hitting the output tile. Okay. That sounds like a good reason. There we go. Okay, I thought you could kind of go in any tile. So yeah, that's a good call there. Okay, this is nice. Because we're not using that anyway. So that's good. Okay, so now we're getting this. We do need the fuel. Darn it. I'd like to get coal. There's some over here. That's a long way to go. We could use a chute to take it. Or trees. I mean, we could go for the trees here. I guess we can get a worker to get maybe these trees. I'm kind of iffy about going over the top of this belt, but should be okay. Let's just get a foundation of some kind. Scaffold. Hello. There we are. 1, 2. Don't know if that's high enough to go above this thing, but we can try. Let's take this. What are the changes? You mean the general changes to the game, Lone Goldfish, or to the other things? Yeah, overhaul of economy and happiness. It is huge. Okay, come on, stuff, come out of here. Let's see if this works. I think it should pass under there. I don't think it should be that horrible. So if we get... Actually, we could maybe do a chute here. If we delete some of these tomatoes. Let's go in F1, delete resources. Let's take this way. And we'll get our chute happening. Yay! There we go. Okay, so we'll have somebody hand feeding this for now. Actually, we'll have 2 people hand feeding this. It's amazing, like how many workers we used to have. I think we don't have that many anymore. Oh yeah, we just have a little bit, just a few. They're all like gathering people as well. Yeah, if you press, if you do the exclamation point, I'll do it. FT update. There is a patch notes there that you can look at. Yeah, I'm not using any wagons at the moment because I don't really need them. Oh my gosh, we're getting bread! Yay! That's so cool. Look at that. Looking good. Oh, we have this. Yes, I do have a proclivity for conveyor belts, indeed. Oh, this is great. Okay, grain mill, are you actually happy about stuff? We could also use that fertilizer for this, but I think it might even be better just to keep the fertilizer. Though we need to build one of those combinator things of like, you know, to if more than 50, feed it to the kitchen and cook stuff with dung. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh my god. All right, so we are making bread. Hopefully we're making some money. Let's it doesn't look like it's a lot. Yeah, we're running out of stuff at the moment. How are we doing on the grain here? Looks like we're not getting enough grain. I think we need to probably... Can we water stuff? We can. Why am I not watering this stuff? Because that will speed up the whole thing, I think. And get the tiles watered. You can see them. This one is getting watered and this one as well. That's great. I could put the fertilizer too from this barn into here. That might be useful. I could do that. Let's see. How do we want to do that exactly? Let's go F1. No, F something 3. There we go. Wood arch or wood pillar thingy. Ah, good, good. There we are. So that's 3 above. So 1. So that's 1, 2, oopsies, and 3 above. Whoopsies. No. We need the arch or scaffold block, either one. We're going to take... There we go. Boom. Oh no. It doesn't really like this. No. Excuse me. Cute. Okay, there we are. Fish. Mini fish are existing now. Let's grab this block. Can't build it on uneven terrain. Really? Really? Okay. Alright, that'll be fine. It'll be okay. Let's just see if this is too tall for this structure. I think they can go in at this height, but I'm not quite sure. So let's pause the game, grab a grabber. And this grabber is going to take only the fertilizer. Yay. Oh, hey, Debug. Thank you so very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Indeed, I know, Gyrock Peter. It's, but we don't have as many tiles as I would really like. But no, it looks like it's not actually using up all the stuff. It's just going really slow. So maybe I just need to put another farm in here to speed up stuff. There we go. So maybe that's going to be better. How far do these go out? They go out 3. So just in case we... Oh, can't do this. Can't really do that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I was going to take a break. I was definitely going to take a break. Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, I should do that. But this should help us. Okay, so we don't actually probably need this, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Let's see. We can apply fertilizer. Oh, no. Okay. There we go. Got to click in the checkbox to actually use the checkboxes instead of just clicking on the entire tab there. So this should be better, I hope. Let's see. How are we doing here? Grain mill. That's making animal feed. This one is making the flour. Okay, that's good. Flour is very good. Do we care about the animal feed, though? I don't think we should. I think we should probably disconnect this thing. Or we can just say no applying of fertilizer. Oh, I wonder if this is too tall. Oh, no, it's not too tall. It's just slight derpiness with conveyor belts. Thank you, Tarek. I just saw your comment after I saw it. But I think what we should do is maybe we should just take the apply fertilizer off, because this whole thing is basically generating some cloth for the general storage, but otherwise not much. All right, I think this is a good place to call it for the moment. Anyway, thank you everyone so very much for coming. I'm so thankful to everyone. I noticed after I posted the video on YouTube yesterday, so many people subscribed. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. It's so awesome to have your support. It's just amazing to me, and I'm really thankful and grateful for that. Thank you everyone who has followed the channel. Thank you everyone for the bits and just for being here and watching and having fun.
Fine.
Really have enjoyed having you here. Oh, thank you very much, 2 men in a horse costume. That's awesome. Thank you so very much. Yes, and that's a really great reminder. The MMO is coming up soon, within the next couple of weeks. So that is something to look forward to. I'm going to have an announcement in the Discord and on YouTube as well. And thank you, Matt, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Much appreciated. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Aven, for the squid. Oh my God. Thank you everyone for coming. It was awesome to have Eric on the stream, and yeah, I'm excited about the game. So please let me know in Discord if you want to see this as a stream game, or do you want to see the rest on in like a proper YouTube series where it's very much more directed and stuff. Let me know how you feel about that, because yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. There's so much spaghetti in this game, but it's fun to even untangle it. We're going to explore this because I love the new changes to things, and it's been great. So thank you again for coming, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye bye.